Yo, what up, guys? We are live. We got a fun show for you today. So, we're going to be doing an open forum, open panel type of thing. We're not going to be streaming for a few days because Wednesday's my birthday. So, I'm going to take off for that. And then Tuesday, I'm going to go out with my family. So, yeah, so we're going to be streaming today. And then the next one is going to be Thursday. So, we got to make this one a really good show. Yeah, I think we got quite a few people who said they want to jump on. Malik said she might jump on. She said she had a pretty crazy story. She went on a date today, so she might pop on in a little bit. Then we got Chris Wilde said he's also interested in coming on, so he'll probably jump on a little bit. And then I think also I just got a text from RPG. He says that apparently TNFS, which is the Australian dude who was on my channel once, is still talking shit about me. So we're going to see if we can get both of them to come on my channel in like 15 minutes and debate me. Yeah, if you guys want the context, I debated that guy like 3 days ago or 4 days ago. It was a fucking slaughter, but I don't know. I guess he wants more, so should be interesting. But yeah, okay. Let's start off with a little Q&A, and then I guess people will just pop on as they pop on. I'll also drop the link in the chat. Hold up a second. Yeah, I think this would be a fun stream. You never really know which direction these are going to go into. All right, here's the link for anyone who's going to jump on. Okay, let's see. Vunchik is late for more than 1 sec. I was actually technically early today because I was supposed to start this at 9:50, and then I moved it to 9:30 because I figured I could start earlier. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but he drops by like half the time. Not so condescending day is the best day. Well, yeah, you might be happy because, well, it's actually fucking sucks, but Kyla got COVID or something, so she's recovering. So we're not doing the weekly podcast tonight. They're both hard in their own way. No more debates about the criminal justice. I feel like this debate is so dumb. Yo, what up, buddy? I didn't see any notification this was happening. Yeah, you subscribe to the channel. You make sure you have the bell on for notification because otherwise you don't get notifications. Let me see, they're popping up. All right, let's guess bring. Actually, I'll just do a little bit more Q&A while we get some more people rolling in. I'll get you on in a second, Dennis. Who is the biggest scammer in the Manosphere? Oh man. I don't know. There's so many. So many big scammers. I mean, dude, I just like Richard Cooper is charging $4,000 for a coaching call, and all he does is like fucking read quotes from books. I heard, so that probably qualifies as like one of the bigger ones. Updates on the Andrew Tate. I haven't really looked into the story, so I don't know. You are wearing your Elixir shirt or white sweatpants. Do you hire fashion consultant? I did not hire a fashion consultant. The Elixir shirts are still packed away from the move. Hey, Alex, could we get like a fashion-focused video from Indie P someday? I think his fashion sense is underrated. Has some good fits with my picks. Sure, yeah, we can do that. Alex, what shoulder workouts do you do? I actually don't do any shoulder workouts because I genetically have really good shoulders. So I never really focus on shoulders. I just do, the only thing I do is rear delts because rear delts are typically weak for everyone. So for that, I do like kind of like rotator cuff exercise and stuff. But aside from rear delts, I don't really train shoulders because again, my shoulders are already bigger than like most parts of my body. So I focus on training chest, arms, and back for upper body. Have you noticed anti-PUI adherents are black pill in terms of personality? You can't learn game, that woman can't sense you fake it to push off patients. It looks all the time. Adherents are black pill in terms of personality. You can't learn game, and that woman are. Oh yeah, I've heard this. I mean, it's pretty dumb because you could absolutely transform your personality with enough effort and time. If you met me when I was like 19 and like a virgin, I would be a very radically different person in terms of my confidence, charisma than I am now. So you can absolutely improve your personality traits. So yeah. Alex, where'd you get your Kratom shirt? One of my friends actually gave it to me. I think he got it on Amazon. So just go on Amazon, type in like I love Kratom, but I think he got it on Amazon. Will 23 be the day that Roll to Mosley finally stops debating video clips and that's up and debates Alex's life? I severely doubt it, although that would be really, really nice. Alex, any other dating app you're going? I got computer science. Would love to make it happen. Yeah, that's like so far down in the list of like projects because first we're doing the AI project. So kind of the sequences is like right now we're focused on the AI project, which I admit with the move I've kind of put off and like now with the holidays, but I'm gonna get back into it after my birthday, whatever weekends. But yeah, so the dating app is not even like we haven't even started building it yet. Like we're only gonna start working on that after we release the AI app, and the AI app probably won't be released until the summer. So it's quite far away. I would say it's like a year and a half, 2 years away. Being generous, could be further, could be years away. So yeah, unfortunately that one is like far away. But feel free to like check back with me periodically, and I'll let you know what the updates are. Do you take an AI with your TRT protocol? I do not. No. Alex, what are your thoughts on Dennis calling you a snitch? Well, let's bring him on and find out. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Alex? You want me to give my thoughts on that, or was that a joke?
I think it was more of a joke.
Oh, all right. But what's up? I was gonna ask you, how do you like deal with you ever get tired of your job just like dealing with people hating on you all day? Like,
I mean, sometimes there's parts of this that get annoying, but I think overall, like when I put things in perspective, I realized I have like a cooler job than 99.9% of the population. Like I just get to bullshit, help dudes get laid, come up with jokes, argue with people on the internet. Like this is like by far, like I've had a lot of jobs in my life, and this is by far the best one. I can sleep in until 3 p.m. I can stay up until 6 a.m. So yeah, like I don't know, man. Like there's parts of it that get annoying, but like when I put it in perspective, I realize I have like the best job in the world.
like, do you ever like now want to get on stream and be like, oh damn, like I'm not looking forward to having to debate these idiots again, like.
No, not really. I actually really enjoy streaming and debating. It's like, yeah, I have fun with it. I mean, sometimes it gets a little repetitive. The only thing that gets like a little boring for me is like answering the same like game questions, like why is this a bad photo? Why is this a good photo? But as long as there's like some variety or something that interesting that's happening, then it's like pretty fun for me.
Yeah, I'm at the gym right now, or Planet Fitness. What should I work out today, Alex? Like, what should my workout plan be?
I don't know, bro. It depends on what you're trying to train, what you worked out yesterday. I don't know. You have to give me more context.
I didn't work out. I haven't worked out in a while. Or, I mean, I do some push-ups when I wake up, like 100 push-ups, but I'm trying to gym max,
Yeah, I typically split between, I typically do like a 3-day split or something like that. So one day I'll do like legs and chest. The next day I'll do like, I don't know, maybe like back and like arms. And the third day I'll do like abs and like maybe like, I don't know, accessory muscles like rotator cuff and shit. Or you can do like a 2-day split. 2-day split is fine too.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna just like get my testosterone up, and then like maybe hop on the treadmill because I'm probably out of shape,
Yeah, man.
I'm in decent shape, but I haven't ran in a while, so it's gonna be like a little hard, but I'm in pretty decent shape. I eat healthy.
All right, man. Cool. Well, have fun in the gym, dude.
All right, peace out, Alex. Have a good night.
All right, take care, buddy.
Wait, you have any like goals for the New Year's, or like what are your New Year's resolutions, or what do you want to accomplish in 2023?
I want to finally convert one black pillar. I want to rescue one black pillar on this planet. Just one. No, I don't know, man. I mean, like, I'm trying to like really grow the business. I want to like kind of be in a better position with my Lyme disease. I want to like kind of fix my neck. I want to do a hair transplant. So I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things I'm trying to do.
Are you familiar with faith healing, Alex?
I mean, it sounds like you just pray and then you hope you get better. Hello?
You've never seen it? Like faith healers, they just like heal people's like sicknesses, like turn blind people like to see again, stuff like that.
I don't really believe in that. I'm like a believer in science and whatnot.
I mean, but like you should go and try it, like what do you have to lose?
I guess just my time and money. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Peace out, Alex.
All right, buddy. Take care. All right. Have you watched latest appearance on Fresh and Fit has a pretty job following his own, but makes mistakes with goalposts and shipping. I watched a small part of it. I watched like 10 minutes of it, and it was pretty good. I don't know. Pray the hair into existence. I think my hair has actually been looking a little better. I've been doing like peptides and shit. So I think it looks a little better. I've had people tell me. You know if growing your wrists is possible, in which I sort of recommend. I have never looked into growing my wrists. I don't know why like you would care about your wrists, because I don't think girls really look at wrists. I've never heard a girl say, "Oh, I was gonna fuck that guy," but his wrists weren't that big. I don't think it's possible to actually grow your wrists, but again, I've never looked into that. You can like train your forearms, like doing this with weights, like take a 20-pound dumbbell and do this and then flip it and do that, or grip exercises. But all of that is going to train your forearms. It's not actually going to affect your wrists. So I don't think you can grow your wrists, but yeah, don't quote me on that. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Mr. Slade, please don't hurt Orlando. He's a good-looking guy. Every 10 pounds grows your wrist. So yeah, I guess if you just get fat, you can like have bigger wrists, but I don't think that's worth it. Alex, would you ever start an intervention for Boston Big Daddy? Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, I don't know if there's any hope for Betty. I think Betty's going to keep being Betty. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Pearly things. Yeah, like I've talked to her. She's just like super busy. Like the problem is like when people get like way bigger than you, it's just like sometimes they forget to make time. I mean, yeah, she responds once in a blue moon, but yeah. I think if she's ever in Miami or I'm in England, I will make that happen. But she told me she doesn't really like to do virtual shit. She prefers in studio stuff. But yeah, we'll see. It'd be cool. I like her. She's a nice girl. Why did you delete your JL videos? Because we signed a truce deal. I deleted mine. He deleted his. Yeah. How long did it take you to see results from Doxil for the beard? At least 2 or 3 months, I think. Alex, how do you feel with stress in the workplace? Any advice? I'm starting to hate work. Well, I'm not the right person to ask for this, because my workplace is this. Like this is my workplace, right? So I don't have any like people annoying me. I don't have a boss. So yeah, I think I'm the wrong person to ask for it. But it sounds like you're just like not enjoying your job. So maybe you need to think about whether this is like a career you want to be in, honestly. Would you love more Ganstar and Alicia? Ooh, it's more like, who do I hate more? I definitely hate Ganstar more, because Alicia has never like talked shit about me or told any lies about me. So I don't hate her. I find her like mildly annoying, but I don't dislike her. Versus Ganstar, I don't hate the guy, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of him. Who was your most radical transformation after coaching? I mean, there's like a lot. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think the cerebral palsy guy is a pretty good example. I did a whole video on that. Or like, so, one of my virgin transformation dudes, the girls who are virgins. No, that was a joke. I'm not actually trying to like save any black bills. I mean, hey, listen, I think I've had some people who say, hey, I used to be big into the black bill, found your content, I like it more, I'm doing better now. But yeah, like I think that's like small percentage of the black pillars. All right, let me drop the link for Chris. My rent is $6,300 a month. It's fucking expensive as fuck. It's a 2-bedroom apartment though. Yo, Chris, I dropped the link in the chat. What car do you drive? My car is very standard. I drive a Mazda CX-5. It's a good car. Gets me from place to A. Has all the safety features. Really good sound system. That's really all I care about. I don't really care about the bling bling. How do you do chest with your neck injury? I do the machine, the bench press machine like this, and then I'll do the what else do I do? I do the pec fly machine, and then I'll do dips, and then I'll also do the last exercise I'll do on the cable pulleys. I'll do like with the pulleys, kind of like with my body tilted down. So yeah, those are the 4 exercises I do for chest. Yeah, he just said that Rolo has not responded at all. So yeah, he said that he tried. No, it's not 6,600. It's 63, but still a lot. No, I'm not too into bass. Alex must be clearing 30K a month. My business is me personally now. I make maybe like 15,000 a month or something like that. I don't know, 15 to 18. Yeah, I do good, but I don't do like, I'm not like a millionaire or anything. Okay. I really enjoy Alex's comment. I don't know why he gets so much hate. I don't know either, bro. That's a question I have myself. Okay. Let me actually message Chris the link and see if he's gonna come on. Okay, 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right, let's bring on this guy. He's been waiting backstage. Yo, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey man, I just want to say thanks for the content.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
I don't know why you get so much hate or your girl gets so much hate. It's pretty weird.
I agree. I don't know. I can sort of understand why I get hate, but I don't know why my girlfriend is always dragged into it. Poor little Natty, just minding her own business.
Yeah, no, that's pretty weak.
Yeah. No, yeah, man.
I'm hoping you drop the like a party for your 250K or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing a party every 100K. So we're gonna do a party at 200. We'll do a party at 300. That's the plan. But so as soon as we get to like 190, I'll announce the 200K party.
Yeah, my situation's kind of like in EMP, so I like the anonymity, but I love what you're doing with the speed dates and everything and collabs. Even people you don't agree with, you still do collabs with. It's pretty badass.
Thanks, dude. I really appreciate that.
All right, man. Happy New Year. I'm gonna hop off.
All right,
Cheers.
buddy. Have a good one. Thanks for coming on. Take care. All right, let's bring on Caleb. Yo, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right. One of the questions I was gonna have for you was, how do you typically deal with meeting up with a ex? I mean, the context for that would be y'all broke up let's say like a month ago, and you're gonna end up meeting up with her to pick up the rest of your shit.
Wait, sorry, dude. Can you repeat that question? You're kind of cutting out.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, I guess long story short, not to fucking play coy and shit, I'm gonna end up having to meet up with my ex sometime next week to pick up the rest of my shit from her.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out the best way to have a good frame control during that interaction so that, I don't know, that my rule of thumb I was going into that thinking was just to come off happy and like I don't fucking give a shit about her.
What are you trying to accomplish, though? What's your goal? Is your goal to bang her, or your goal is just to get your stuff?
Oh, I'm not going to be able to bang her, that's for sure. No, I mean, that's just because she fucking... I mean, it's a long fucking story, but my thing is just to come off with a strong frame so that fucking... I mean, I guess the end goal would be that maybe a couple months from now she ends up messaging me, wanting me back, and I can just say, fuck off.
So your goal is like revenge?
Yeah, I guess a little bit, like just to end up on top.
I would honestly say just focus on getting your stuff. Like I would probably say, yo, what up? Just be nonchalant. Don't really like, just kind of look like you're like too busy. Just be polite, but be like very nonchalant and like try to get in and out. Yeah, it's probably the best way to make it seem. But I feel like, yeah, like that's like, I don't know. I feel like that's, you're putting like you're doing a lot of work for like little reward. I think the best revenge you could do is just to find a better, hotter girl, and then yeah. So I would focus on that, like maintain like frame on what happens when you pick up your shit.
That's fair, and I take it because my brother was telling me that this was a bad idea. Because my biggest thing was trying to find out why the relationship even ended. I mean, I guess the quickest little backstory I can give is that me and her were together for 4 years, and then she ended up going to the hospital. And long story short, after that, she fucking broke up with me right after she got out of the hospital.
Is there another guy in the picture?
Yeah, she told me something with her therapist about how her therapist told her to work through her previous trauma. She needs to work on herself. And then my brother had a fake Facebook account and found out 20 days after she sent me that message, she was already in another relationship. like fucking a lot of people on the internet say, a bitch doesn't dump a dude unless she got another dick to hop on.
Yeah, most likely she was she was talking to another guy and she, I don't know, for whatever reason liked him more. I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Or it's just a
I
weird.
just wasn't. I just wasn't sure if there was some type of. So pretty much just fucking be confident during that interaction and not pay her much attention type shit.
Personally, I wouldn't even give a shit whether she likes me or not, whether I have a good frame or not. I would just get my shit and forget about her. And I think the best payback you can get is just getting a hotter girl.
All right, that's what. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, and I saw people commenting earlier about your beard and shit, and I don't remember which fucking shit you said you were on to grow your beard more. Was your beard like super fucking patchy before whatever you started taking?
I had a patchy period, but in general, my beard has always been pretty good. But then I went through like a really bad patchy period. I don't know why. It was like just random alopecia. I used Rogaine, so I just rubbed it on my beard, and I did derma rolling. So I did derma rolling once a week and Rogaine twice a day.
I've heard about that. Okay. I thought about that because my only issue with my fucking facial hair is I don't grow much shit up top like high cheeks.
Yeah, you can try Rogaine and derma rolling. That can help.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cool.
All right.
All right, buddy.
I guess appreciate the advice.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Good luck, man.
All right, thank you.
Take care, dude. We got Betty in the chat. What's up, Betty? If Snoop Dogg is his uncle of music, then I'm the auntie. Oh, Betty. I still want to hear the Fresh and Fit story privately. Can you send me a voice memo on Instagram telling me the story, the good shit that you weren't able to tell me yesterday because you thought we were live? I totally forgot to ask you. But yeah, can you let me know? I'm kind of curious. All right, let's bring on Brad. What's up, Brad? And Chris.
What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
Yo.
How you
Chris,
doing?
what's up, man?
Is my audio good?
Oh, I wanted to get your opinion on this. So I've had a couple debates with Coach Whitepill.
Okay.
I got nothing against him. Seems like a nice guy. But the debate was about post and infield. And I personally think if you're a pickup coach, you should post a lot of infield. Obviously, we know what Coach Whitepill says. But my question to you is, do you think it's necessary for a pickup coach to post a lot of infield, or can you get around it with like student testimonials and other things like that?
Okay, I think me and Chris can both provide an answer to this because I think this is something Chris probably has experience with too. So the word necessary is the wrong word. Technically, it's not necessary because if you're getting clients without doing it, then it's not necessary, right? There's no like regulation. There's no like government official, regulation for dating coaches that requires us to do this. We're not like regulated at all. So like this reminds me of the debate I was having with Ganstar, who was saying, "Oh, bro, your body needs to have a portfolio." I'm like, well, he doesn't need to have a portfolio because he's getting clients without having a professional portfolio. So therefore, he doesn't need one, right? Like some people don't care. So there are some people who don't care infield. So technically, he doesn't need to have it. I think it's good for a dating coach to have proof of concept, to be able to show one that they can do what they say to at least some extent, and two, that they can coach people. I have a shitload of testimonials. I personally, like when I'm buying a product, I'll be honest, I don't look at testimonials at all from random people because I feel like those can be photoshopped and faked so easily. So like while I will put my life on the fact that all my testimonials are legit, I just know that when I'm personally looking at like products, unless it's on like Yelp or Google reviews, I don't care if they have testimonials on their website because like a lot of people bullshit those. So I'm more interested in
but even video
testimonials are better. Yeah, I prefer video testimonials. Do go a little bit further, but I like to see proof of concept personally. Or I like to, for me, like really when I'm buying something, the biggest thing is like, do I have any friends who I trust who've tried that? And if the answer is yes, then I'm typically very confident buying that. But if that doesn't exist, then I do like to see some kind of proof of concept. But yeah, I don't know. Chris, what are your thoughts on that?
On whether guys should have infield or not? Man, I tried to do it for years, but I could never. It never felt right. Because like whether or not I see this, I don't like to do this like as a performance. I don't like to go and talk to girls and then like do it as a performance. Because in the beginning, I was doing it because I loved it, and then when it became a job and it became fucking business around it, and it became like kind of a performance, then it just like ruined the enjoyment of it. And shooting infield is unfortunately part of that, part of what ruins sort of the magic of the interaction and just like what is enjoyable about it. So I mean, yeah, probably like for the guys who watch it, it's like nice. I remember I was very hyped and excited in the beginning when I first started my journey game, and I was watching Julian infield and Aris infield and like all that kind of stuff. But me as like a guy who's like supposed to do it, I don't feel it. I feel like it's like it's dishonest to the also towards the woman you're interacting with. No, you can have other proof. Like I generally think this whole dating industry is like a little bit of a fucking circus anyway. But if you need fucking proof, it's like you can just see like
wait, a little bit of a circus? It's a full-on circus, bro. What do you mean a little bit of a circus?
Like 97% of it, like probably is like a fucking circus.
Yeah.
But if you really want proof, like doesn't like need to be infield. Like I used to post like photos sometimes with women in the bedroom, not necessarily naked, like in my Facebook groups, like just like chilling together. Just chilling together, or like just your texting conversations is like enough of proof, I think.
Yeah. I think
it's not necessary. I know it looks cool, but it's not necessary.
Although I do think that infield is a really good teaching tool. That for me, watching infield is the best way for me to learn like from another pickup dude. Like that's for me, like an example is the best. Like nothing comes even close. Like having an.
I don't disagree. I actually don't disagree. It's like a double-edged knife. Because like to observe other dudes doing that and like see just like the vibe of the interaction, it is true. It is true that you can learn from infield. I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I just don't personally like feel good about doing it.
Yeah,
I don't mind doing it. It's just such a pain in the ass. Like fucking, you have no idea how much infield I've filmed that I can't use because the audio sucked, the video sucked because there's some technical issue, or the camera went out, or we were out of range. So it's like such a fucking pain in the ass. But yeah, I do think,
Yeah, I don't really understand, to be honest, because I've shot infield that's been put on YouTube channels, and we used a microphone and an iPhone.
Yeah, but typically, like if you're someone in my shoes, you're going for a higher quality. So I would be like a little embarrassed to put out like something.
No, I mean this is like AG posted this on his YouTube channel, so it's like, but this was with the iPhone 15.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, dude, you can do it. I've done it. I put out like, dozens and dozens of infield. I'm just saying, I've also had a lot of situations where like a really good piece of infield we couldn't use, typically because the audio sucks.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I just think infield is really important. I mean, you can get around it. It's not necessary technically, but I do think it's a really important part of the culture, and I hope it remains because I can see it being a slippery slope. And I would hate for the culture to one day be where like no coach ever posts infield or even any kind of receipts. And some of the arguments I hear are kind of ridiculous, like things I disagree with Coach Whitepill. He says pictures are more proof than infield. I completely disagree with that. He also says infield, like if you have an infield where you walk up to a girl, start talking to her and get her phone number, he says that's completely meaningless. And I disagree with that. And his argument is it's meaningless because the phone number might not be a solid phone number.
I mean, Brad, this is not a mystery. What do you think is the reason that Coach Whitepill doesn't want to put out infield?
I mean, Coach Whitepill's a nice guy. I don't want to say anything, but I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The interesting thing is he does have students who vouch for him. I'm not saying either way, but I mean, what do you think of that? Like Hugh and Niles vouch for him.
Yeah, you can be a pretty good coach, but you can be not good at executing. So I am better coaching than I'm executing. If I had to like rate my like execution of game, I put it like somewhere in like the 7-ish range. If I had to put my coaching, I would put it in like the 9-ish range, right? So I can say I'm a better coach than I'm at like executing, but there's not a humongous difference, right? It's not like a big difference. With Coach Whitepill, there's a big difference, right? He's just much better at the theory, right? He knows all the theory and he can explain it well, but he's not actually good at like executing it, right? So yeah, I mean, the reason he doesn't want to do it is because he's not going to be able to do it. It's as simple as that, honestly.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I just don't want to say one way or the other because I don't know for sure. But I do think infield is really important, and I think every coach should post infield. But one more thing I want to say is I saw your debate with Ganstar.
Mhm.
Pretty good debate, but I do think you should
Which one, the first
be
or the second?
careful. The second one you just had a few days ago.
Oh, the second one was.
I do. Yeah, so I think it was a good debate. I do think you should be careful about some stuff you kind of imply, like the whole Omegle thing. Um, I do think you should be careful about that kind of stuff though, because it's
Yeah,
a pretty like serious thing to imply.
I should have worded that better, but really what I was trying to get at is I wasn't actually trying to imply he's a pedophile. I was just saying I think it's really weird for a fucking grown-ass man to be on Megal talking to girls, some of them which are 16, even if it's a purely platonic way. I don't think he's a pedophile. I don't think he has any sexual intent towards those girls. I don't think he meant to do anything like that's, sexual nature. I will full on give him the benefit of the doubt. I just think the whole concept, like, I could never imagine myself talking to a 16-year-old girl on a Megal, even if it's purely platonic. I just think that's cringe. So that's all I was trying to say, and I think I could have, is that I could have done it better. I could have pointed that better.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you should do anything that could look suspect in any type of way. Like if you're a grown man, I don't think you should be talking to underage girls even in a platonic way. Although they were just talking to them in a platonic way, I guess it's not anything anything bad, but it's still I wouldn't do it. I don't think you should do it. But like when you had,
I'm dead.
is this the real Coach Whitefield?
Yeah. I have more infield experience than 99 of on coaches. Is the point he's trying to make is that 99% of coaches have zero infield, and therefore him having zero is the same as other people, but that's not 99% more. That's the same. Like, wait, what? How can you have more than 99% if you have zero infield, unless you count the banana? Like, this has got to be a troll comment right here, but I think he's actually being serious. But that made me chuckle. All right, keep going, Brad.
No, I was just saying, like for example, when you brought Jesse Lee Peterson on, I feel like that could have been a really good interview, but then you wanted to.
Oh, dude, that one I have no.
I'm a fan of you, but then it's like you wanted to go after him in a certain type of way.
Oh, dude, no, with that one, I 100% will double down my position. Okay, for Jesse Lee Peterson is a full-on fucking hidden in the closet gay dude who bangs a bunch of young dudes that he works with.
Okay, like you don't know this, so like okay.
We do. There's so much evidence. I researched this like
dude. I saw the evidence. It's like a picture of him hugging a guy. Like
that's not the evidence. That is
oh
not.
no, and then okay, yeah, these men came out and said something, but the people lie every day. So.
But it's not one or two men. It's countless and countless men. One of them was his ex-co-host. They were together for 25 years. They co-hosted the same show. This guy came out and said, and they all of them, all these people who are not related in any way have the same exact story. He did the same exact thing. Then there was the fact that on Twitter, he liked a gay porn site for 2 hours before he took it down. So there was like the evidence was overarching. It was like a Harvey Weinstein type of thing. Like if there was one or two girls complaining, then it's like, okay, like maybe this is bullshit. But with Harvey Weinstein, there was like 20 or 30 girls that came out and they all said the same story. With Jesse Lee Peterson, it was like 5 or 6 dudes and they all said the same thing.
So you still have to have evidence. I mean, I don't know what difference that makes. Like one person can lie, 1,000 people can lie. You got to have proof. I don't know the. Well, I think if you really thought he was that person, why'd you bring him on for an interview?
Because I thought it'd be really funny to call him out on that.
So it was like See, I'm a fan of you, so I don't want to like push, but it sounds like it kind of was a setup.
Not really. Well, okay. First of all, it's not a setup per se. Like, do you know what have you watched his show? What he does on his show?
Yeah, it's a really good show.
I did no different to him than what he does to countless people on his show, which is ask really tough questions. That I did nothing that he doesn't do continuously on his show. So that's literally what he does to every guest. He asks really tough questions. He asks really personal questions, and that's all I did. I asked one personal question, which was based on a lot of evidence, and the fact that he dodged that question and didn't answer it is also pretty telling. Because if you say, "Hey, Alex, How do you respond to the pedophile allegations? I'll be like, what allegations? Well, there was this dude that came forward. I'll be like, who is he? Like, show me. Right? I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But the fact that he ran from that, just to me, is like so clearly indicates that there's got to be something there.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you look at it, because you could say he ran from it, but I mean, I see it like he just didn't want to deal with the bullshit. But I mean, it depends. Like, you're a different kind of guy. You're like an open book, right? Like, anybody could ask you anything about anything, and you'll have a conversation. But not everybody's like that. Like, some people are not going to entertain like
Okay,
any
Brad.
kind of
Let me
bullshit.
ask you a question like this: do you think if there's someone in the Manosphere who's pretending to be straight, who's saying that gay people are evil, gay people are going to hell, who's actively like going up against like talking shit about gay people, and saying that they're straight, that you should pursue God, and turns out that they're gay? Do you think that's something that should be exposed, or should that be secret?
I mean, are you saying that you exposed it?
No, I'm just asking in general. It's a hypothetical.
Should it be exposed? I mean,
Do you think if there's a massive,
not really. I wouldn't take it upon myself to say, "Oh, I must expose this guy."
but so do you think that like hypocrisy and like that kind of stuff should be just left alone? Like people should be allowed to be hypocrites. No one should ever call it out.
I just think if you brought the guy on your show and then you ask that question, then you can't be surprised if he walks off the interview. It's not surprising. Like, because you bring up a question that's in bad faith, like it's a very like disrespectful question.
It's simply, hey, there's been like 6 dudes who've come out about these allegations. Is there any truth to them? It's not a sneaky question. It's a very straightforward.
Well, from what I remember, it's been a long time since I watched it, but from what I remember, I don't think he left the show right away. I think you guys went back and forth for a minute, and he was like, "Hey, I don't want to talk about this. It's a dumb question." And I think he just kept like pushing it, and then he left the show. So it's not just that, but it's like you're good in your conversation and your debate, but sometimes you are kind of disrespectful. Like, you will ask disrespectful questions under the guise of, "Oh, I'm not saying you do this. I'm just asking if you do this." And it's kind of like, come on, man.
I value truth above respect. So yeah, I don't respect Jesse Lee Peterson. I think he's a massive hypocrite. I think he's a piece of shit. I have no respect for someone like that who's a massive hypocrite. So no, my level of respect for him is like 0. I don't respect people who are hypocrites. In general, I think most like ultra religious people are hypocrites, but he's a direct hypocrite. And also the way I've seen him treat people, like watch the interview he did with Destiny and his wife Melina on their show. The way he treats people on the show is 10,000 times worse than the way I treated him.
Dude, I watched it. It wasn't that bad. Like, Destiny and his wife didn't walk out of the interview.
Yeah,
because we're thinking of the same one.
Because they're not little snowflakes like Jesse. Yeah, they took it, but he was way more disrespectful to them. He was just straight up saying, "Oh, you're a slut. How does it feel to be a slut?" Like, he was way more. They just Jesse. I mean, what's his name? Destiny just has a thick skin. He's able to handle that shit, right? But Jesse Lee Peterson is just a little fucking snowflake who can't handle it. But that's the difference.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's interesting though. I thought you respected him because you brought him on for an interview. So.
No, I brought him on for a debate, not an interview. There's a difference. So an interview is like something I've done with like dating coaches, right? Where my goal is to like.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There's a difference. I will only interview people I respect. That is true, but I will debate people who I think are pieces of shit. Yeah, because generally people who I respect, we don't really have much of a debate anyway. It just happens to be. Sometimes we do, but typically we don't. So it wasn't like I got him under the guise of having an interview. Straight up, I told him it's going to be a debate. It can get heated at times, and he's like, "Yeah, no problem." He did not tell me that topic was off limit. We didn't agree on any preconditions, so I didn't break any rules. So yeah, I thought it was totally justified.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got for now.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming on, buddy. All right. What's up, dude? Do you know what he was talking about?
What?
Do you know what interview he was talking about?
I got the context. Like, I saw you had like some dude that rage quit the, what was it, debate? It was that guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, it was the dude who, like, he's like the really religious dude, and typically what I found is like all the ultra religious dudes always turn out to be like secretly gay, and he turned, he's like had like 6 or 7 dudes come forward and say, yeah, this dude like fucking ran, like, basically like sexually harassed the shit out of me. The stories are like really cringe too. So this is like one of the stories. It's like funny, but it's also really sad at the same time because he has like pretty good gay guy game. So this is what he does. He like, it's people who come into his church for like mentorship, and he's like, oh yeah, a big part of becoming a better man and getting closer to God is fitness. So you need to start going to the gym. People will be like, okay, yeah. And he's like, but yeah, like come back every month and let me see your progress. So people will come back. He'd be like, oh, let me see your gym progress. Take off your shirt. So the guy will take off his shirt. He'd be like, oh yeah, the abs are looking good. Let me see your legs. Let me see your legs. So he got the guy to take off his clothes, right? The guy's in his underwear. And then and he did this repeatedly. So there was like conditioning, right? And after a few months, one day he grabs his dick and he's like, oh, why are you hard? And the guy's like, dude, I don't know. You're grabbing my dick. And he's like, oh, that means that you're gay. The devil is in you. Here, I'm going to get the devil out of you. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, hang on. Let me get the devil out. And that involves like fucking him in the ass, apparently.
And then what?
Dude, this is like, you can't make this shit up. I mean, it's actually like, it's like super manipulative and super fucked up, but it's actually like, it's funny that he developed his own like gay guy game.
It's like blows my mind how somebody can go like through all this like bullshit. Mine is like build like this bullshit fake persona or something, and then go through all this thing. Is like you could just like be a gay dude and go to gay clubs. And
I know, dude. That's the crazy thing. Like if he was, just,
dude, he doesn't need that effort.
I would never attack a gay person like for being gay. Like I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's the hypocrisy. But he talks shit about gay people all the time. He says like they have the devil, but and apparently, so okay, the story gets even crazier. So then that guy that he like forever like had sex with came back a few days later, and he was like, Jesse, I feel really hurt about what you did to me. I feel like you took advantage of me. And you know what Jesse said? He's like, oh, that was just the devil inside of you. You should actually thank me for getting the devil out.
Wow.
Look at that frame control.
Man, I don't know that guy at all. It's like the fuck that guy for real.
This is like this. He's baby stepping. He's doing frame control. I feel like he's like watching like pickup videos and like applying them. He's like, all right, baby stepping. Let me try this. I'll ask them to take their shirts off, and that's it. Then I'll do the little comfort, build compliance, and then I'll.
My opinion on that is like the same as yours. Like basically, fuck the hypocrisy, especially if you're like a public person and you're like preaching like some kind of stuff like this.
Hello, YouTube.
What's up?
Hello.
I can't believe I'm talking to you right now, Alex. I watched that video of you like criticizing that dude that made the "Don't Talk to Women" video.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
And I gotta say, you are right, because there's a lot of things that he say. Like usually he posts the things that he says on Instagram, and he said some things that I really don't disagree with. I mean that I really disagree with. My bad.
Okay.
So, like, it's kind of weird. So at the same time, he's telling dudes to stop watching porn overall.
Yeah.
And he's also telling dudes to don't approach women. So it's kind of like he wants dudes on purpose to have like blue balls. I don't get him, bro. I know in some cases you can use your sexual energy to improve yourself, but this dude overall, I don't know about this dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think that dude is like ultra cringy, man. But it doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of really cringy people in this space. I agree with like Chris. It's like 97% like a circus. It's like mostly just like cringy people, larping around, pretending to be something they're not. Yeah, like that dude is like.
You know, I actually have like a good topic. I think it's gonna be like interesting. I saw today in the Facebook group some guy posting, hey, like along these lines that I don't remember exactly. Or should I just like look? Wait. I'll just like look up the post. I'll say exactly like what the guy said, and then we see like if we agree or disagree. I just thought it was super fucking funny. All right, the post says, "Is there any special techniques on picking up trans girls, specifically tops?"
Ooh.
Did you see the post?
No. Whose group was it in?
It's your group.
Oh, shit, my group. Yeah, dude, there's too much shit that gets posted that I don't check. Was it in the free group or the mastermind?
No, it must be in the free group. I don't think it's in the mastermind.
Yeah, that group has kind of let that group go a little bit. So it's just a little bit of a shit show. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't really know how to pick. I feel like it's more or less the same thing, right? But
I don't know, but I just responded. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Just say you have like homosexual tendencies or like maybe a fetish, but don't call them women. It's like it's a dude with tits. That's basically what I said.
Yeah. There's this dude named Hormaxer. He's a fucking character, but he like full on is like, I remember I was having him on and I was like, yo, dude, I heard you're into like trans girls. He's like, yeah, man. I was like, yo, I have a question. Like, is it like pre-op or post-op? He's like, oh, both. I was like, okay, but when you're having sex with like a pre-op tranny, like how do you make sure your penises don't touch? He's like, I don't. I just let them touch. I was like, oh, so you're like full on gay. He's like, no, I'm not. I was like, oh, okay. So, okay, whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of like,
yeah, whatever. I don't care about people's like sexuality, sexual preference. Like, but it's like, I was just like, just don't call them women. They're not women. And then he was like, how do you know? It's like, what is a woman? And I'm like, someone that has YY chromosomes.
Yeah, this is like cringy shit that happens in America. It's like a discussion that that happens in America. It's like, oh, are they women? Are they not women? Yeah, I know. It's like pretty cringe. I'm assuming this is not really a debate in Europe.
Nah, actually, it's also like Europe is also like turning into this kind of circus, unfortunately.
No,
Man, I don't even want to like think about that shit. So, like, for me, America is like kind of like this distance place. I'm like, let them do whatever shit they want. It's like I kind of see it as a failed state in like so many ways. And then when I see that shit coming in Europe, I just like I feel this like like so many like negative emotions, like some kind of like disappointment, like dread for the future. Is like, what the fuck is gonna happen in this place, you know?
Oh, let me ask you this question, Chris. What do you think about?
You guys are fucked already.
What do you think about Andrew Tate?
He's an interesting case. He does say a lot of stuff that is factually correct, but a huge part of the persona that he puts up is coming from insecurity, and I can tell that he also has like some past traumas that he dealt with. I don't know exactly what kind, but I saw one time like a short clip of his like early videos where he like still has hair and looks younger and shit, and it says basically like something along the lines of that he doesn't feel shit anymore, and that he's scared like when he goes into the ring that he might like get his skull fracture, that he might break an arm, that he might get injured, end up in the hospital. But he says that it's the only way for him to live that allows him to feel stuff. So basically he's like numb, and then the ring is like the only thing that makes him like feel emotions and like feel present and feel alive. And to me, this is just a huge indication that he has some unresolved issues. And I do believe that big part of this persona, because you know what he does, he brags a lot. He brags about the wealth. Like big part of the persona is about showing off. Big part of like the money and everything is just like about putting himself above others, and all these are signs of insecurity. Because somebody who is wealthy, but it's like healthy wealth, he doesn't brag about it. He maybe say, okay, here is you get the wealth, so you can do whatever you like in life, so you can like do good, so you can influence people in positive ways. He doesn't go and say, oh, look, I have 33 cars. What color is your Bugatti? A lot of stuff is factual correct, but the place where it's coming from is very unhealthy in a lot of ways.
Do you think though it could be that he's just doing that for marketing reasons, like he's just putting on a shtick?
Yeah.
He knows.
No.
He is though.
I think a big part of it is like sort of he does it unconsciously. Also, the thing that I don't like the most, and it's like you can see like the facade kind of breaking when they tend to ask him questions that have to do about the dynamic between men and women, because he tends to answer them. You can see it when it comes to like, oh, what is the position of the man? What is the position of the woman? His answer is like almost always that the man is the boss, has to be in control. It has to, the man has the element of the power over the woman, and every time the topic of the conversation goes into this, you can see him not exactly hesitating, but in a sense, the certainty with which he answers other stuff, that I would also agree on, it kind of like reduces, it kind of like withdraws. And he can like, he like maybe even starts like, how do you say that? Like getting choppier in like in the way that he expresses himself. You understand what I mean?
I understand what you're trying to say. I personally haven't seen that though.
And this part of like how he perceives like the female and male dynamics and the power dynamic between them, this is like largely unhealthy. And it's funny how it comes up like in the way he responds to questions when the conversation shifts to that.
You think about his arrest? Do you think he was framed, or do you think it's legit?
What?
What do you think about his arrest situation? You don't think he was arrested like 2 days ago?
The arrest situation is, in my opinion, it could be either some total bullshit, because like I saw him claiming that some girl told her boyfriend lied to her boyfriend, and then they got the police. So it could be like some completely like meaningless tiny bullshit, some girl making up shit to cover her ass, or I think it's like it's either this or like a very very planned situation, like very very planned. Somebody put their hand in, reached out to the police, put pressure and influence in the whole situation, and led his arrest maybe as an intimidation move. So it's like either one of these, like for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't really imagine someone.
Because they did release him fairly quickly. And that's like, if they really wanted.
Isn't he in jail right now?
No, I think they released him like the next day, like after 24 hours. I don't really like watch what's going on because I don't really care that much, but I think they released him.
Chad, can you fact check me on that? Can you tell me if he's in or out of jail right now? I thought he was.
I also heard he was in jail for a couple, like 30 days. Like they gonna claim him.
I heard that too. Well, hold up a second. I'm gonna turn off my AC. Let's see what the chat says. Oh.
The chat says a lot of bullshit.
False facts. Playing in jail. He's in jail. Yeah, people are saying he's in jail. Yeah, he's in jail. Yeah. They put him for 30 days. The people are getting confused because he's tweeting, but I think that's like he has his assistant doing that.
Dude, I saw a reporter asking him like what was the case about, and he was just out walking on the street, and she caught him on the street. And
right, like, that was from his first arrest, not from his second arrest. That's why.
First arrest. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, yeah. Then he might still be in jail. Yeah, I might have been wrong on that.
He's in jail for 30 days. And he could be in jail much longer. I don't know. Like I personally, my opinion is, I think, again, I don't know for a fact. I'm not going to make any definitive statements. I think he's probably innocent. I cannot imagine someone with as much money as he has getting involved in like stupid criminal shit. It just seems like it would be really fucking dumb on his part, and I don't think he's dumb.
I don't find it unlikely that he did some like illegal shit, but I don't find that it would be like something really serious, like that the police would really care in Romania. Like I don't think they would even give a shit. I think it's just like because of the publicity, and maybe somebody influenced the decision that the police made into acting on that.
Well, the question is like, okay, we know that he had like a webcam thing, right? Because he's like, been pretty public about that. But the real question, whether it's illegal or not, is, was there any pressure, coercion applied to any of those girls, right? And personally, I don't think there was, but I don't know, right? So that's the question: did he apply coercion or pressure onto those girls to like do sex work or not, right? Back in the day. But I think he's going to be. He's going to be in jail for minimum 30 days, but I don't think he's going to get bail afterwards. I think he's going to be denied bail, most likely, because it's a high-profile case. So, yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. But if he goes to trial, it's going to be, like, bigger than the Johnny Depp trial, so it could be very interesting. Unless he cuts it, in which case it'll be super boring.
There's going to be a lot of people on this side, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of people against him, a lot of people on this side. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I think it's kind of cringe to be happy that another man is like in jail who you don't know, unless it was like a rapist or like a killer, like, because we don't really know if he did it or not.
The reason why I think he's so popular is because a lot of men in today's society do find an outlet in like he basically speaks their mind, but it doesn't necessarily mean that these are healthy emotions. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is like a necessarily a good way to deal with situations or like see the world. And I do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a really big hunger for like real male role models and like for masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that is true. That is true.
and
That is true.
he filled a void that is happening in society right now. And there's a lot of men who are like, I don't really believe that men should be like a fucking have blue hair and be like a little bitch. Like, but they didn't
Yeah,
have, like, they needed like an avatar, and he became that avatar basically.
it's just the missing dads in people's lives and the missing father figures overall. The reason why I think the manosphere and the red pill content is blowing up so fast is because people don't have real male role models or male guides.
This is an interesting question. I do not think they're related. I think that was just a coincidence. I typically don't believe in like major conspiracy theories. Like Greta lives in fucking Norway or Sweden. He lives in like Romania. I don't believe there's this like international like coalition of like elites who are like planning this. It's like, oh, he attacked Greta. I think it's typically it's more of typically there's not like large scale conspiracies. It's more of like one person, one place pays another person. It's typically much more smaller scale type of things. So is it possible that someone in Romania high up wanted this guy locked away for whatever reason? Sure, it is possible, 100%. But I don't think like Greta Thunberg is like in any way involved in that. So my answer is no, I don't think so. I don't really think there's like some kind of like big ass conspiracy. It's probably like more of a smaller conspiracy, if anything. What were you gonna say, Ghetto?
No, I already said like about the male role model thing, but I was about to bring up another topic, but in case you want to continue your talk.
Yeah, go ahead. What was the topic? Breakup.
Okay, I wanted to know your opinion about people that give up on women overall just because of their genetics or their height and stuff like that. Kind of like the black pill. Like, what is your opinion on that? Do you think certain men should give up just because of their genetics or their situation or their disabilities?
No, I don't think people should.
Dude, straight up, give up.
He's trolling. But no, I don't think anyone should give up. I think some people have a much harder road to walk than others. But I think, okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna give up and you're just gonna like be a virgin incel forever? Like you're gonna pay for prostitutes? Like that's the alternative. So I think here's what I will say. For any guy who thinks they're fucked because of their circumstance, I guarantee you there's a guy who's worse off than them who's doing better than them. I had a fucking client with cerebral palsy. I did a video on him, and he was able to like, get laid off Tinder, right? And now he has a girlfriend, right? Is she like a super hottie? No, but she's decent. And this is a dude who has like severe cerebral palsy. So I think 99.9% of people are better off than him. So if he can do it, then other people can do it. But I think people just like to complain and take like the easy way out. And there's elements of truth to what the black pill says. Of course, it's like a lot easier if you're good looking. Yeah, but like I think that doesn't mean that like a guy who's not attractive can't be successful with women, or at least like successful to some extent. Maybe a guy who's like really ugly isn't going to be banging models unless he achieves some crazy status, but he could probably get a girlfriend who's like decent looking. So I think there's what you can achieve is much higher than most people think.
Yeah, I like how you said that.
I don't know. What do you think, Chris?
What was the question again? If like you're like short and ugly and whatever, you should give up?
Yeah, should you overall give up? Like, imagine you was like the shortest, ugliest guy, and you had like certain disabilities. Do you think you would give up on like women overall as a whole because of your genetic situation?
I personally, I would never give up, like, or call it whatever shit. Dude, Alex, you had like a very disabled guy on like live or something? Or?
Yeah, I did a video on this guy who had cerebral palsy.
Yeah. And then there's like so many of these guys like online. You see like occasionally like there will be some article on Facebook or some shit, and you see like was like this other guy who was like on his like wheelchair like this, and he had like 4 very attractive girlfriends. And even I was like, oh wow. And like I don't know, they seem happy. They smile in the photos, like she takes care of him, even though he's like basically fucking can't do shit. So it's like, what is the excuse? It's like if a guy who is like basically like literally crippled can have a woman like that, and like what is that argument? What is that argument?
Well, I'm going to steel man the black pill position. They will say that all those people are lying and that those girls are only with them for money or whatever. That's the black pill position.
Man, I've seen some really ugly fucking dude, like with stunning girlfriends. If you go to Eastern Europe, like if you go to Poland, Ukraine, Hungary is a little bit like not as bad, but like especially like Poland and Ukraine, man, you gotta see that shit. Yeah, some other Eastern European countries as well. Like, dude, it's insane how ugly the men are in these countries. They all look like fucking, I don't know, like trolls, and the girls are just fucking stunning. It's just insane. It's just ridiculous. And you go and you're like, how can these insanely beautiful women be with these insanely ugly men? And they fucking do.
Hey, Chris, what do you think about this? I actually agree with this statement. Black pill exists because of RSD and Tinder, or at least RSD and Tinder, because basically here's the theory, and I agree with this theory. So black pill community is really new. It didn't come out on the scene until recently. So first on the scene was RSD, and RSD said looks don't matter at all. Looks are bullshit. So the theory goes like this. A lot of people went out and they realized that looks do matter. Looks do make a difference. And then they went to the other extreme from looks don't matter to looks are the only things that matter. So what do you think about that?
It's the thing that matters the most is your vibe. So it doesn't matter what your looks are as long as your vibe is shit. So you gotta max the vibe, you gotta max your presence, you gotta max just your groundedness in order to get the most out of your looks. You can be like ugly as shit and just be the most present dude. It's just like your presence is just magnetic to people around you. It's just like they just like being around you. It grounds them, it brings them, it makes them also present, and that attracts women, of course. Because that's the thing, like people look for stability and safety, and when you are this person and you have this presence, people tend to gravitate to that because they want to be in that sphere of influence. They want to feel that same energy. So you can be like an ugly ass dude and be like this, or you can be like a really hot dude and then you have zero fucking vibe and it doesn't matter. It basically doesn't matter at all. And I saw I took the look at the last video you released, like the chat guy with like bad texting, right?
Yeah.
And I remember this guy from like back in the day when I was.
Oh
like,
yeah, you know him. Yeah, you know.
Of course, dude. Like this guy was fucking dumb. That like in a social intelligence like sense, and emotional intelligence, he was like fucking stupid, and he looks insanely good, right? I would never fucking be like anywhere close. Like even if I train whatever, I wouldn't fucking be like this, good looking. But he's like socially and emotionally dumb, and like I can see how he would like go out and just like fail again and again and again, and maybe like he will get laid, but like he's not gonna keep a woman like that. He's at least not a quality woman. He's not gonna find ever a quality woman who is like with high self-esteem, with like emotionally intelligent. You know, he's just gonna always have subpar relationships.
Yeah, dude, I haven't talked to him in a while, but the stories, because my business partner Indian P used to live with him and stuff, and like the stories, or like at least they used to live in the same city, staying out a lot. The stories are
it's just one of millions of examples. It's like fucking I know so many guys like that. I know like ridiculous many guys.
What they used to do is they used to like use his looks. They would create a Tinder profile. Right? This is so funny. They would create like a Tinder profile using his. He would get a lot of matches, and then they would message on his behalf, and they'd be like, "Hey, yeah, like I want to hook up with you, but first you have to like fuck my friends or something like that." But they used to say that all these like ugly guys would get laid because of this one good-looking guy. So it was like this whole like operation they had going where like in order to fuck the good-looking guy, the girls have to fuck with all the average.
Without having any fucking idea what was going on in that house, like I guarantee you that the girls were probably having more fun with his flatmates and his friends than with him. I'm fucking certain of that.
Possibly, he's a good dude. But he is kind of a little socially out of it, I guess. But the initial question was, do you think RSD is in any way responsible for the black pill community?
No. I think like the black pill community would exist anyway. There's like all this kind of like extremist, whatever ideologies. They're not. It's like just like stupid fucking shit. It's like all you have to do is like go out on the street and just observe like couples in like clubs and bars, and then you will see like literally like the proof of the opposite of what you're preaching is just like in front of your fucking eyes. I know like so many like ugly dudes that are having whatever game, they're good with women. And
this is what they would say. Again, I've debated them so many times in all their arguments, but they would say is for every time you see a guy who's not good looking with an attractive girl, they would just say, "Oh, she's just with him for his money.
Sometimes money is the case, but like not always.
Yeah, not always. Yeah, I agree. With
No,
you.
Definitely, it's like you just have to observe the situation. You just gotta like look at them. Like, do they like? Are you in some Eastern European country and it's like some really young girl with like some old fat bald dude and she looks like her face is like fucking grumpy as shit and she looks literally like she hates her life and the guy she's with, or are they like smiling, are they like kissing, hugging, are they being intimate? Like it's just like pure observation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What were we gonna say? Get him.
I like the fact that you brung up the ugly dude getting smashed type of getting woman type of thing, because the most interesting thing about guys from what I've seen is that guys they don't really look at each other's looks and pick friends that way. They really don't care about how the other person looks. As long as he's a good friend and he provides value, then guys could be friends with any type of other guy.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But I think most girls in some type of way, whenever they're going out, they usually like pick a hierarchy on like looks and stuff like that.
I don't
And-
know.
No. Like, men and women, we pick the same shit, but just don't realize it. I'll tell you like my experience how I pick women, and then I'll tell you like a really fun story. I pick women based on mostly like based on vibe. If I want to have fun, it depends on what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for one night stand, like all the women I meet, they have to be above like 6.5 to 7 in looks. Like my personal like rating, it has to be above that to do anything with them. And if I have like a great sexual connection with them, like I feel the sexual vibe and the arousal and the horniness, I'll go and have a one night stand. If I have the sexual connection and then some also like another layer, it might be intellectual connection. We have like nice conversations, or emotional connection. We can be like very intimate and affectionate and like caring for each other. That girl is gonna be somebody I'm gonna like see again, like a fuck buddy basically.
No, I'm talking about friendships with women, like woman and woman friendships. Like I think me personally, I think they pick their friends on a hierarchy like based off their looks. Like if you can see like girls, imagine two girls that are like sixes, right? They are most likely to be friends. In my opinion, I think that.
Oh, dude, I just
That might be true. That might be true. You would have like the group of superficial, hot-looking girls where they like actually don't give a shit about each other. They would fuck each other's boyfriends, and then they go out together. And I think the equivalent of like guys doing that would be like maybe the rich kids, like also superficial, young rich dudes with like their dad's money, and they also like go out in the club and they get like a table together to attract these kind of girls. So it's like if you look at the two sides, we both have the equivalence. Like I think just guys would do it more with like money, and the girls would probably like do it with the way that you say, like picking like hot friends. But this is like you gotta understand that this is just a part of the population. You can't like look at these groups and say like all women like that, because it's not true. It's like not true at all.
I think it's only a very small subsect of girls that care about when it comes to picking their friends. I like every single group of friends, of female friends, always has a fat girl, like every single fucking time. And
Okay.
I look at like my girlfriend's group of friends. Like, no offense to her friends, but they're all unattractive. Like, they're like, she's friends with people way worse looking than her. Like, she's friends with one girl who's like fat, like semi-homeless. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, oh, she's a nice girl. She's a lot of fun. So I don't know, man. Like every single girlfriend I've ever had, I've just like noticed that their friends are like, they have like ugly ass fucking friends. Like I'll be like, hey, can you introduce one of my friends to one of your friends? She'll be like, yeah, sure. And they'll show me a photo. I'll be like, wait, you gotta be trolling me, right? That's a fucking whale. And they'll be like, so much fun. I'll be like, oh Jesus Christ, never mind. So yeah.
Let me tell you a story. This was back in my coaching days, like in the first immersions I was doing. And we were in this club in Budapest where we go every day. And there is basically there is this black dude who's there every single night. He's not in the game or whatever, but he's like natural player, whatever. I don't fucking know. But he's there every fucking night. And what was it? Like one night, I think, like we tried to like talk to a girl, and he was there or some shit, and then he just like basically did some shit. He did like some sneaky shit towards me or one of my students. To just get the girl away, he just like told her some bullshit, about us or something, and then I got pissed at that shit. I was like, this motherfucker, I'm gonna get him. Like, I'm gonna get him later. And the next day, we're in the same club. This time, yeah, we're also with the students, and same black dude is there. And dude, this guy he looks amazing. He's like, I don't know, fucking like Americans, like maybe, I don't know, 6'2" or something, 6'3". He's like fucking tall. He's jacked. Facial features are on point. And the dude has game. Like, he has fucking game. He goes in this club every night basically to pick up girls. And he's just standing there by the bar, and he's talking to this girl, this volleyball player girl. I found that later. And this girl is like, she's fucking high. This girl is like taller than me. It's like crazy. And I have my tiny Filipino student with me. We're talking about, dude, this guy is short. He's like a tiny little Filipino dude. Like, imagine a tiny little Asian dude. He's not by any fucking chance the guy that you would consider good looking. And if he ever sees this video, dude, I'm sorry, it's not an offense, but this just like makes the point very clear. And he's a tiny little skinny Asian dude. He like literally has to like look up to her. I think he had talked to her at some point, and he's into her and he wants her, and he wants to go and talk to her. I'm like, dude, you're fucking going. And it's like, dude, but he comes up with all these excuses, and it's like, but man, like Luke is talking to this guy, and like apparently like they're obviously into each other and shit, and they actually are. She's kind of into the black guy, and I'm like, dude, you shut the fuck up and you fucking go. I don't want to hear no fucking excuse. You just fucking go. We're just gonna wait for the right opportunity, and you're just gonna motherfucking go. And then there is this moment. The black dude, he unsuspectedly leaves and goes to the toilet, and that was like about 5 minutes, maybe less. And the moment this happens, I'm like, dude, you fucking run over there. And the little Filipino guy, he goes to her. He's literally fucking half her size. This girl is massive, half her fucking size. He like has to fucking look up. He starts flirting with her. And I'm like, and I can feel like the time running out. I know that the black dude is gonna come up at some point. And he fucking gets it, right? And he just grabs her by the hand and walks out of the fucking club. And then the fucking funniest shit of all, the black dude comes out of the toilet. He stands there, he like looks around, like fucking, what the fuck happened? Where's my girl? Just like fucking dumbstruck. And I go up to him and I'm like, what's up, bro? Where's your girl today? And it's like, and he gets like that I did something, and I'm like, how you feel now that my short little fucking Filipino client got your girl, motherfucker? And then he's like, oh, you motherfucking asshole. She was so fucking pissed at me.
Moral of the story, if you're a black guy, don't go to the bathroom.
He was so fucking pissed at me, dude.
Moral of the story, black people should not go to bathrooms at bars.
And then the little Filipino guy later that night,
Filipino dude who's gonna steal your girl.
Dude, and then yes, dude, this was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. I was like, I was like, oh my god, how the fuck did that happen? Because he was super fast. He's like, the dude went to the toilet and he like literally pulled her like 2-3 minutes, and then he sends us later a photo from them in the chat that we had. He sends us a photo from the bedroom together, and he's just like fucking in her arms, and he's like tiny. He's like on top of her. And it was just like the most ridiculous shit ever. Oh man, we were laughing for fucking
Chris.
Chris, did I ever tell you the story of the Polish Uber driver that stole my girl? Did you ever hear that story?
Polish Uber driver that stole your girl? Where in Sopot?
In Warsaw.
No, I didn't hear that one.
Oh, dude, this is like one of my fucking most embarrassing yet funniest stories ever. All right, you know who? Do you know Antonio, the Italian DJ dude? I think you might have met him.
Tony? Yeah.
Okay, so he's a good buddy of mine. So me and him would always like meet up in the summer, travel through Poland. So we're in Poland. He had a double date, right? Oh no, sorry. He had a date with a girl, and then he texted me. He's like, "Yo, my girl, this girl brought a friend. Can you come and wing me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, dude." So I come out, and it turns out the friend is actually like really, really hot, way hotter than his girl. So I was like, "Ooh, I fucking got lucky in this exchange." Like his girl is maybe like a 6.57. My girl is like a solid 8.5. Because usually when you hear a friend, you think girl is not going to be that attractive. This girl's really hot. There was one major issue. She barely spoke a word of English. She spoke Polish, and I don't speak any Polish. So communication was like really limited, right? It was usually Google Translate. But we had like a really solid vibe. We walked around for like an hour, and then it was time to pull the girls back to our place. So both the girls agreed to come back to our place. So we're like, all right, we got this in the back. So we called an Uber. We call an Uber, right? And then this is me just being sloppy. This is just me being dumb. So we called the Uber, and I sit in the back. Tony sits in the back, his girl sits in the back. So there's one seat in the front, and I guess like my girl sits in the front, right?
I never do that. I always pick the front seat.
I know, dude. This is what every single person told me afterwards. This is an amateur fucking mistake. I should have sat in the front, right? And then we get in. Yeah, I would get in. And then I look over the Uber driver, and it's like the best fucking looking dude ever. This is like a fucking some Polish supermodel. I'm like, what the fuck is this dude driving Uber? Like, we're talking like a Polish Giga Chat, right? And then there's another problem is that he fucking speaks Polish. So I just hear them speaking in Polish, and I can't like fucking like jump in on the conversation because I don't fucking speak any Polish. But I can sense the vibe is shifting. I can sense like the girl is like smiling and looking over at him, and he's just like going off Polish. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like looking at Tony, and he looks at me, and we're like, oh shit, like something is wrong here. Also, I don't understand the language, right? So if I spoke the language, I could intervene and redirect the comment. I don't speak the language. I don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. Anyway, we arrive at the destination, and Tony gets out. His girl gets out, and I look at the girl, and she's like, she's like, I think I might go home. I'm like, motherfucker. Wow. And this Uber dude has the biggest fucking smile on his face. He's just like sitting there smiling. He's just like in fucking heaven. I'm like, I try objection handling, and again, she speaks barely English. I'm like, oh, what's going on? What's wrong? And she's like, I don't know. I'm just a little tired. And the Uber driver's trying to like get me. I was like, okay, man, have a good night. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Sit over there. We'll fucking leave when we tell you to leave. He's like, okay. He's fucking serious. So I'm trying really hard to like get the girl to like, I'm like, hey, listen, let's just have one drink, trying everything. Nothing fucking works. Like, she's just like, no, I really want to go home. And the Uber driver's like trying not to smile, but he's like so fucking happy. I look at this guy, I'm like, you fucking motherfucker. You goddamn fucking Polish supermodel. But there's nothing I can do at this point. So I was like, all right, whatever. Have a good night. That was like, I almost never get pissed off. Like when it comes to this shit, I got like so pissed. I was pissed at myself because I made the mistake of not sitting in the front. This was like 2017, 2018. So anyway, so then I left. But apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what the friend, because Tony's still banged the friend. She said that apparently this guy like drove her home, but then he didn't make a move, and she got out. She gave him a kiss on the cheek, and she went home. So apparently, this guy had this like massive layup, and he didn't do anything.
Idiot.
I don't know. I don't know if she lied to the friend. That's possible, but that's what. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was like a pretty funny story. Fucking Polish drivers. God damn it. I hope one day I'm gonna fucking go back. If I ever become like really rich and successful, I'm gonna go back to Poland, fucking get in every single Uber, look for this dude, and fucking I don't know, man. I'm gonna fucking buy Uber, the company, fucking go down to Poland, go down to the Polish headquarters, find this dude, and fucking, I don't know, make this guy go to like the Polish ghetto and fucking fire him on the spot. I don't know. We'll see. I did give him 0 stars.
The moment he said about the Uber driver, I was like, oh my God, I know exactly where this is gonna go.
Yeah. I could have sworn I told everyone that story, but yeah. That was a good one. That was one of my biggest painful learning experiences.
Always the first seat.
Hey Alex, what do you recommend if you're trying to pick up a guy?
If I'm trying to pick up what?
A guy.
He's trolling.
Wait,
He's
what?
trolling. He's trolling.
Oh.
No, I'm serious.
Jesus Christ.
For example, somebody like Chris.
Oh, God.
Chris, you've been a bad boy.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, so that was my Uber driver story. There's another story that which is like it involves a black guy, but it doesn't involve me. This is funny. So I had this guy. This is one of my favorite stories. So this is like one of my really good friends, my first wings ever in LA. That's like 2015. And he used to follow this ideology of like talk to everybody versus when I would go out, just only talk to girls. So he'd like talk to girls and guys. And I would always make fun of him, like, oh, dude, you can hit on some guys tonight. He's like, yo, man, I'm just trying to get warmed up. So anyway, so apparently what happened to him is he like came up to some, like he saw like a really jacked black guy. He came up and said hi. And the dude was like, hey man, nice to meet you. And he's like, yo, I'm just saying hi, what's up? And the guy's like, what's up, dude? And he walked away, right? So I guess he got weirded out. So then like half an hour later, my friend was talking to a girl, and then like the jacked black guy comes over and he like joins the conversation. And then he looks at the girl and he says, yo, this guy's weird as fuck. Half an hour ago, he tried to hit on me. And then eventually he wound up stealing my friend's girl. So after that night, my friend learned not to talk to random dudes at the bar.
Yeah, I've heard like.
So whenever we go out and we see like a big black guy, I'd be like, "Oh, dude, you want to go say hi to him? You want to like be his friend?"
Man, I have
yeah.
like so many like fucking so many fucking nice stories. I have another one like which also has to do with like this whole looks versus vibe thing, but it's like it's a very long one. But it's also like an insanely crazy one.
Tell the story. Let's hear it.
All right. I'm in Sweden, in Stockholm, in the club, closing time. There is this Swedish girl. I know her from before. She's like a friend of a friend. And I'm into her. I think I want to fuck her. And she's there with two female friends. And I got it. It's like closing time. I very strongly believe up to this point that after the club, we're going to go to her place. We're going to fuck. But her friends, they want to fucking go to an after party with two dudes that they just met, like right before the fucking closing time. And I'm like, motherfucking shit. What am I going to do now? And I don't know, the dudes, I don't know anything. I don't want to go to any motherfucking after parties. I want to get my fucking girl and go. But she's not going to fucking leave the friends. There's like, no fucking way. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. There's no way I'm letting go. So I follow them. Like the dudes are like, try to lead the girls outside to taxi. And I follow them. The taxi has 5 seats. We are 6 people. I don't give a fucking shit. I just fucking shove myself inside. We have like it's a black taxi, like it's late, like in Sweden they don't give a shit anymore. So we actually are like 6 people. We have like one of the girls laying on us on the back seat, one guy on the back, one guy on the front, one guy on the back, and I have no fucking idea where we're going. And the guys have just like accepted that I am there because they think that I'm friends of the girls. Like the guys didn't know me from before, so they just assume I was coming as a package with the girls, so they didn't say shit. Just kind of like tolerated and accepted me. Not accepted, but they kind of tolerated me. And I'm like in the fucking car, going to in the middle, like no fucking idea where. And I'm there with these guys. And I'm like, you know what? Since I'm in the fucking car, I'm in the situation, I'm just going to start talking with the guy and see what's happening. And I'm talking with the guy in the back. And he's this like huge, jacked, tattooed dude with like fucking beard. He looks like a fucking mafia dude. And I talk to them like, what are you guys doing? He's like he's like in some like engineering shit. And then, but then at some point he starts telling a story. They didn't accept me because like Sarah is saying in the comments they accept me. Not yet. And the guy is like starts at some point like telling a story like low-key bragging about how he has been in jail. And I'm like, what have you been in jail for? And I don't remember what it was. No, I think it was like some kind of like armed robbery. And I'm like, oh, fucking great. Perfect. Whatever, fuck it. I'm just going to befriend the dude and make sure everything is okay. And the dude in the back is like cool. After a while, we start like kind of vibing. He's like starting to get more chill with me. He was already kind of chill. And we start talking with the dude. Like we start like vibing with the dude and it's like going well. But the dude in the front is a whole different story. The dude in the front, he's like this fat guy, not super fat. He's like this fat, ugly dude. He looks Russian. He has like some tattoos on his neck. And when I try to talk to him, he just like responds to me like back in like some like very mean way. And he makes like some like mean joke, like low-key threatening joke. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm like, all right, let's just like not push the things with this guy too much. Let's just like roll with it, like go wherever the fuck they're going, see what happens. And I'm like, I already have this other dude. He's like cool with me, so it should be fine. We get at their place. We are 3 girls, 3 guys. I'm on my girl. The fat dude, who looks like a mafia dude, basically, he starts like kind of getting onto my girl, and the other guy, he's like onto the other girl. And it's just like a crazy situation. They start like snorting coke off the table. They're drinking. The dude that owns the house is like the big dude, the handsome dude. He has like a fucking kind of jacuzzi like in his like bathroom. Like starts like pouring water like for the girls to get into the jacuzzi and shit. And the thing is like we're just chilling in the patio, and the big dude, he's like whatever. I don't care about him. He's not a threat. He's like onto another girl. But the fat dude, he is onto my girl. They speak Swedish, which I'm not really good at. I can't like really like vibe in Swedish. I can't fucking make jokes in Swedish. I can just have like normal everyday kind of basic conversations, nothing crazy. And they speak in Swedish. And not only they're speaking Swedish, the fat dude, he has insane motherfucking game. The dude is just like destroying me. I'm there outside with the girls. He's just like dominating the whole conversation. Everybody's giggling. I can see my girl getting more and more attracted to him. And I can't do motherfucking shit. And all I'm thinking in my head is like, how can I fucking like do something in this situation? How can I compete with this guy? How can I just fucking not let him take my fucking girl? And then at some point, I'm like, you know what? I can't. I just fucking can't. I don't like his game is crazy, and I don't speak fucking Swedish that well. So I just fucking can't. So you know what I'm gonna do? Fuck it. I'm just gonna sit here. Whatever happens, even if I don't fuck tonight, I'm just gonna learn from the situation. I'm just gonna observe this guy, see how he does, see what's happening, and maybe learn something good and take it for the next day. As I've given up in the situation, and I'm just like sitting there and observing and learning, at some point I get the idea. What is gonna happen is I'm actually joining the dude. And the dude is teasing the girls. He's like making fun with the girls. He's teasing them, like, poking a little bit here and there. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to join him. And then I join the dude. We start rolling on the same vibe instead of me trying to go against him and like guard my girl away from him. And then we start teasing the girls together. And the vibe with this guy gets interesting. Because now we're on the same boat. Well, while before in the car, he looked like he fucking hated me. And the thing is, like, while we're in the apartment, everybody like does like different stuff. Like some people go in the kitchen to drink, some people like go there. The tall dude tries to escalate on the girl. Somebody's like snorting coke in the like somewhere, and there are like different sorts of interactions. And what I'm doing is like I'm not letting my fucking girl. I decided actually like after this happened and I got like a good vibe with the fat dude. I'm not gonna let my fucking girl go. So I just like fucking take her. I'm like next to her. I get some time alone with her, make out, whatever. Keep it going. And then as the time progresses, what happens is that the other guy, the tall guy that was chill in the beginning, he actually starts becoming a retard. So he gets too drunk. The girl that he's into from these three, he kind of like he gets pushy with her. He tries to like pull her in the bedroom and like fuck her. He tries to like pull her into the jacuzzi or some shit. And then at some point he starts becoming like a real retard, like a real fucking asshole. And the girl decides to leave, which makes a lot of sense. So now the situation is like we're three dudes, me and the fat guy and him and the two girls. And I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna get worse now. But then eventually what happens, because the guy turns like super asshole, the drunk dude, and he's like basically becomes unbearable. And now that his girl left, he starts targeting the other two girls that are left. Meanwhile, the fat dude, he just switched to the girl that was left. He just saw that I was not going to let go. And because he started liking me, he was just like, fuck it, whatever. I'm just going to go for the third girl. So the tall dude, he just gets like really retarded. And then what happens is me and his friend team up. This is like fucking 11 in the morning. We've spent like fucking 5 hours in this apartment, like after party in the fucking middle of nowhere, fucking with these people. And the fat dude teams up with me because I have a good vibe. And he's like, you know what? My friend is being stupid. Fuck him. Let him just here alone sleep. We just take the girls. And we go in the city. We take another fucking taxi back into the city, back into the girls' apartment, which we did. And then this guy who hated me in the beginning, he dissed his best friend to game with me because he knew that we would have more fun together. And we took the fucking taxi back to the city, to the girls' place. And we get to the girls' place, and it's like a one-room fucking apartment. And we just start drinking with the girls, we start chilling with the girls, vibing with the girls, and then eventually we just fuck them in the same room on different beds. And this was one of the fucking crazy stories, because like, man, it's like the excitement of getting the girl in the beginning, then like, what's the dude's kind of steal here from me, like the whole uncertainty of where the fuck am I going? Are these guys dangerous? Because they both like basically were implying they were criminals in the past. And then just like, all this like fucking crazy shit, like teaming up with the dude that hated me and then fuck the girl.
Damn, the extent to which people will go to get laid.
Dude, back then there was no. I mean, even now, actually, I do have that still today. But back then, especially when I was younger, like 22, 23, and I had the energy, there was nothing in the motherfucking world, like nothing that would fucking take me away from a goal. So if I wanted to fuck, I would do everything fucking possible in that night to the last fucking electron of energy that I would have in my body to fucking get It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I was the same way when I was like 23, 24. Yeah, I would go to the end of the earth, stay up till like 8 a.m., just like hoping, like something comes through. Yeah, I remember those days. Kind of happy I'm in a relationship now, though. I get to go to bed.
Would y'all guys call that simping?
No, I call that a pretty epic adventure. But no, I wouldn't say it's simping. He's not like doing anything for the girls. He's just like, this is like fucking commitment right there.
Oh, okay.
I was doing everything because I like to get into crazy situations. I just like to see how fucking far I could get shit. Like it just didn't matter. It could just get like insanely ridiculous. And I would just like fucking go as far just to see how far it can possibly get. It was like another situation where it was like some after party, and it was basically me, another 7 dudes, and 1 girl. And I
remember actually reading. You wrote this story like on your blog or website a while ago.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that story because like I already had one long story for today. But it was basically like competing against 7 fucking dudes to get 1 girl, and I pulled it off. It took like, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours, but I pulled it off.
Oh, okay. Sounded similar, but yeah. Bro, let's hear some elaboration how the tiny Asian guy stole the tall chick from her boyfriend. What did he say or do exactly? Yeah, so someone wants to hear more details on that.
Man, what did he say or do exactly? That shit is like 5 years ago. How the fuck am I supposed to remember?
Exactly.
Well, just try. What do you remember about that night?
I have no idea what the fuck he said, man. I have no fucking idea. The important part that I remembered, I told you.
Okay.
No, Chris, I wanted to say something about you, bro. If you put 1 strand of hair in front of your face, you would look like Superman. But right now, you look like Harry Potter.
Like, I guess that's gonna pull that one.
Like you know how Superman got a curl in front of his face? That's exactly what you would look like, bro. That's a compliment, by the way.
Clark Kent to Superman. Oh man.
I'm trying to think of like what the craziest extent I've ever gone to get laid. It's all from like 5-6 years ago. It's a while ago. Maybe something will come. But
yeah, we had energy. We had energy back then.
Yeah, dude. Nowadays, the girl's like, "Hey, do you want to meet at a bar down the street?" I'm like, "Too far. Come over, or we're not hanging out." Yeah. Now, like, I'm not even willing to go like 5 minutes down the street to meet up with a girl. But yeah, back in those days, I would go to like I remember one time, dude. Because I didn't have a car for a long period of my life when I used to live in LA. So I used to take like the bus I took the bus for 2.5 hours to meet a girl for a public date. I remember that.
That's crazy.
I remember by the time, and also in like LA, there was like between like 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. There's no like transportation. So if you miss like the 4 a.m. or the 3 a.m. bus, you have to wait until the morning. So I remember like finishing up banging her like 4:30 a.m. Like, oh, gotta wait 2 hours now, and then I can catch the bus home. And I'm like coming home, like people are going to work. I'm just like taking the bus home, and I'm like, oh god, can't wait to pass out.
I had a similar situation where I'm basically outside the girl's building. And I'm trying to get in the building, I'm trying to pull, and there is no fucking bus or tram for me to get home. And it was like a fucking middle of the winter in Sweden. There's like no fucking way to get there. I'm broke as shit. There's no way I can get a taxi or anything. So it's like my only options were like either I fucking make it into the building, or I have to wait there in the cold for like another 2 hours for the fucking bus to come or some shit. I made it into the building.
All right. Did you have anything else you want to discuss? Get on nerd.
Oh yeah, I think I had a topic on my head, but I got to bring it back up. My bad.
Okay.
Sarah's like making fun of my stories. This shit I've been through, they could make fucking 3 movies out of it.
Chris can make it to 10.
Man, this shit, the fucking shit we've done with the guys and the shit I've been through is like literally you can make fucking, it's like hangover level shit.
Yeah, I've had some crazy stories. I think that's like one of the underrated parts of games, that you get like really cool stories. All the shit that people will go through to get laid.
The best part was always the stories. Like when we do like some crazy shit until 5 a.m. And then we would all just like gather up in the apartment afterwards, the whole crew, and we would share our stories until like 7 a.m, just like having like our little debrief and saying like what everyone did like bad, what everyone did well, like all the funny situations. Man, this was the nicest shit ever. I feel like the community has lost this sense of brotherhood that we used to have.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like RSD, ironically, made that like very, very strong. Like the RSD days were like they were creating a sense of brotherhood. And
yeah,
nowadays, everyone's like fucking retards pretending to be coaches, competing with other retards, and just fucking talking shit about people. There's like nobody likes nobody. It's all about fucking lay counts and red pill and kind of like all this kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, there's no like sense of community anymore. Yeah, that's a good time. 2013 to 2016, I would say, even to 2017 was like
yeah,
like the best period for me at least. Yeah, like 2013 is when I was like starting to learn game. By 2014, 2015, that's when I had like some of my crazy stories, like going to Vegas, because I lived 4 hours away from Vegas, so we used to drive to Vegas like once every 3 months. We used to get into like crazy adventures there. Like, yeah, I remember one time, fucking the first time I did coke was in Vegas. Just fucking staying up like 7 a.m. running around trying to pick up girls, just acting like a total retard, losing all my money in the fucking casino, and then coming home. And my friend was like, "Where the fuck have you been?" I'd be like, "I just lost all my money, but I feel so good. I love coke." Like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah.
Oh man.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Or like-
Having a crew is the best shit ever.
Or 2000, I remember 2015, or 2014, 2015. There was a lot of warehouse parties in Brooklyn. Like they were kind of like raves. I don't know if they still have them or not, but back in the day there was a lot. I used to like me and my friends would go to them. We take like ecstasy. And we go to like the like these like fucking humongous like warehouses where we're like have thousands and thousands of people. Everyone is like fucked up and partying and just like trying to pull chicks back to like my friend's apartment and like all that shit. Just like crazy times. Do you gain better on coke? No, way worse. Way worse. You just become way too crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so. It just hypes you, but it makes you numb. Does it make you numb?
Yeah, a little bit, but you're like too numb. You can't like pick up on social cues. You're like too like I remember one of my really good friends. He told me like, dude, I don't like gaming with you. Like if you ever do coke, because you're like you become too like I don't know, too like socially autistic.
You get too much into your own shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You're just telling a story for half an hour, and then you realize no one's even paying attention, but you find it so funny. Yeah, you're just like too much. But yeah, good times. Fine, we got
people are like talking shit in the comments. This was the longest story I had. I don't have any longer story than that. You guys shared it all.
What's up, Hugh?
Sup?
This is our.
Wait, oh shit, everything's muted. Your stream was playing, so it was like 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, you guys kind of look alike, actually.
Who?
You and Chris.
Nah.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, the face. Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
You think these two look alike a little bit?
Oh, I didn't even realize I was on stream. I was like sitting here just like.
Ashley's like touching her titties.
I was so sorry. Yes, they do kind of look alike. Yeah.
I think they do. Put a one in the chat.
Actually, I never noticed that.
He looks like me. I don't look like him.
I'm older.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people are saying they do.
Yeah. Dude, like
I'll
that's so crazy. Like your stories, Alex, about Vegas and like drugs and stuff. Cause like, oh my God, I've been to Vegas twice. The first time I was married and I was there for a friend's bachelorette party, and I didn't party much or really, I got drunk as shit, but I don't know. It was different times. And the second time it was like my divorce, like celebration party or whatever. And yeah, like my friend and I, we didn't even make it out of our hotel lobby, not even out of the lobby. We were going out to the strip, like ready to, hit the town or whatever. And legit, before we got to the doors, we were invited to go in like this stretch limo. And anyways, we rode all up and down the strip in this stretch limo. There were like stripper poles in there and girls like dancing on stripper poles, and there were like just bottles of liquor flying. It was nuts. It was absolutely crazy. Twice a month ago. Cooks is hilarious. But anyways, like, yeah, that's crazy. And then ecstasy, I've only done that one time, and that was like with an ex-boyfriend of mine. Like I was young, and we ended up like going at it all night long, and it didn't even feel like it was all night long. It was that was crazy.
Wait, what do you mean?
I've never had sex on ecstasy. I've never been able to get laid when I'm tripping on ecstasy.
It was wild.
Wait, what do you mean going all night long though?
Literally, yeah.
Like partying all night long?
No, they were having sex, bro.
Yeah.
His penis was inside her vagina.
I never in my life having sex on ecstasy again.
Never. Well, that's the only time I've done ecstasy.
I'm gonna end up in some toxic relationship again.
Yeah, exactly. It was crazy though. That was really intense. So it was ecstasy sex. Anyways.
Yeah, I've never gotten laid on ecstasy. I've had sex on coke, on shrooms, but not ecstasy.
Oh, shrooms. A lot of people want
ecstasy maxing.
Sextasy. A lot of people don't want to have sex or don't like having sex on shrooms. And one of my ex-boyfriend and I, like, we used to do that quite a bit. That's the only time I've ever done it, but like it was great. What did you think about it, Alex?
I barely remember. I was coming down also, and I was drinking. Those my college days. I used to inject a lot of substances, so there was like a lot of alcohol, a lot of shrooms, probably weed. I think probably that would be the trifecta. So I barely remember. I just remember the girl, sort of, and that it happened. But I don't remember the actual experience. It's just like a blur to me.
No, we would just literally eat about 1.5 grams to 2 grams each, and then do the thing. It was great, honestly. I still advocate for shrooms, though. I think shrooms are based. I love them. I think they're great. I think everybody should eat like 2.5 grams about every 6 months, and life would be better.
I don't think I'll ever take shrooms ever again in my life. I don't.
Have you ever done them pure though, just purely shrooms?
Oh yeah, many times.
You just
what was it like?
You don't like it?
Yeah, I just feel like psychedelics don't really mix well with my brain chemistry. It's just like the last few experiences were just like more on the negative side. They're just like I just feel like really anxious and I don't know. It's just like
what
not.
psychedelics have you tried?
I've tried most of them, bro. I've tried acid, shrooms, 2CB, 2CE, all the 2C families. DMT.
What's a 2CD? I don't.
DMT. Actually, like I would do DMT again. That's the only one I would do again.
You had DMT?
Yeah, DMT. I've done a lot.
You have a breakthrough?
Yeah.
Really, you actually went into the, the other dimension.
Sort of like I'm trying to think of how to explain. This was a while ago. Also, it was basically what happened was like we were listening to music, and then I started seeing the music, and the music was floating. So I was definitely in a different universe. I don't know if I was actually in outer space though, but I was in a different universe. Like I was not functional. Like you could not like talk to me or interact with me for like 5 minutes. So I was definitely.
Did you encounter the famous DMT entities?
No, I never had that happen.
Okay.
I've never done DMT. I've never done acid. The only psychedelic I've done is mushrooms. I've done ecstasy once, and then weed. I like weed. I like marijuana. I like THC. I fucks with it. You do too, don't you, Alex? Like.
Yeah, I smoke before I go to bed. It helps me sleep.
Alex, I feel like you would benefit from some inner work, because like your bad experience with the psychedelics is like an indicator that maybe you have like some unprocessed stuff.
Oh no, I'm sure I do. Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely do. There's like I think I have a lot of trauma revolving like all the health issues I've had in my life. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. Maybe you should come for a session once.
Maybe.
Every time when I eat shrooms, I feel so much better about everything for about at least 4 months up to 6 months. I legitimately feel better about myself. I feel better about life. I feel better about everything. Like I just, it's like it opens up all these doors that were closed in my mind, but I can look at it objectively and not in a self-loathing type way. And I can actually like compartmentalize and pick it apart and figure out like, oh, this is what people mean when they say blah, 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 and it's to me very therapeutic. Like I legit, like the last 2 times I've eaten shrooms, I've been by myself in my room, like just thinking. I don't know.
I think though different drugs work better with different people's brain chemistry.
Yes.
Like for me, like kratom and kava work really well. But like I have a lot of friends who try kratom and they just hate it. Like,
I just can't get over the nausea.
Yeah, some people get nausea. Some people get all kinds of shit.
I just throw up.
I've given it to like my mom and dad. Well, no, my dad's never tried, but my mom, like, she doesn't fuck with it well. I don't know, man. But like, yeah, like my girlfriends and stuff, typically they don't really do well with it. But yeah, for me.
Is it usually nausea that they have the issue with?
No, sometimes they just don't feel good. I don't know. They get
okay.
Yeah.
I felt good. I just didn't like the throwing up part. It was like I would throw up and then I'd feel great. And then like 30 minutes later, I would throw up again. And it was kind of a cycle until it was out of my system. And I couldn't deal with that, I guess.
Yeah. So I think different things work good with different people.
Interesting.
Dude, for me, like if I could, if like Coke wasn't addictive, like that would be like the ideal life. Wake up, do a line of Coke. Like, but yeah, like
Oh man, come on. Come on,
ultra
bro.
addictive.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with that. I haven't touched that in like 5 years.
I have
Really? In Miami?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I live a really healthy, because this is when I was in my mid-20s. I live like a really healthy lifestyle now. I eat really healthy. I like sleep 8 hours and go to the gym. So I just live a totally different lifestyle now versus 6-7 years ago. It used to be like party. Yeah.
But does that get boring after a while? Like having a very routine, optimized life, or do you find that like really enjoyable?
I enjoy because I live for the challenges and for like breaking through plateaus. So I like the challenges. It's like, okay, I got this challenge coming up. I got this opportunity. Let's see if I can. So I live for like goal setting and like accomplishing goals and challenges. And yeah, but occasionally, I do like to have like a little bit of like the party experience, but like that typically nowadays doesn't involve drugs. It involves like, I don't know, like taking a lot of crowd. I'm gonna hang out with my friends. Like on my birthday, I'm gonna like fucking, I don't know, drink a shitload of kava, go to hookah, like just.
It's your birthday.
On Wednesday.
Well,
where are you going?
Happy early birthday.
I'm gonna be 33. Fucking growing up, man. It's scary.
Who the fuck said it was Robbins?
Damn. When are you gonna be 33?
This Wednesday.
Congrats.
This Wednesday. Shit.
Yeah,
That's
man.
so cool. Happy birthday.
33?
Thank you. Yeah, 33, man.
Alex, can I come celebrate your birthday with you?
Dude, if you would come, I would be honored. But I don't think you will.
Well, I mean, it's just not practical right now, but I definitely would come to celebrate a belated birthday with you.
Okay. Maybe you can make it for the 200K party.
Yeah. When
would be
when is
awesome.
that gonna be? Is that like
I
gonna be
don't
like right
When
after
is that gonna
200K, or is it gonna be like 2 months after?
No, it'll be like I'll start planning it around 190.
Okay.
How many are you at now?
Yeah, so long as I have a good
One-
set
one year or
date to
something?
go. Yeah, so
I
long.
might come to the 200K party.
You should, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Why don't you
I
make
should
it
come because I
100?
live in your
Chris,
area,
wear
so I
your
might come
glasses.
anyways.
Why don't you make it 150, Alex?
Oh, I feel like I could. I feel like
It's gotta be
it would
200.
the
You could just
same.
do one
It's gotta
every
be
50.
200. Nah, it's gotta be 200. I'm gonna
Yo,
do
Alex,
it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm moving to Miami, and let's say in a couple of weeks, like, what are the best like date spots to go to? Like a really cool like place to go and eat and then like have fun.
Are we talking about to bring a girl or just for yourself to eat really
Bring
good
a girl,
food?
basically, like a date spot.
Well, I always like to keep my dates like stupid simple. So the bar that I've done like most of my dates to is called Red Bar. It's in Brickell, but it really depends on where you live. So you want to bring a girl near to where you live. So if you're living in Brickell, Addict and Red Bar are pretty good places. Yeah, that's where.
No, I live far. I'm gonna live like all the way out west, like by the Everglades. Like,
Oh yeah. So you're not gonna go to like Brickell then for your dates. You're just gonna have to find some bar near you. I don't really know what bars are like around.
no,
there.
because I might go to Brickell for my dates because like out west there's no good bars. It's like just like out west is like the worst part. Like the worst part.
You don't really want to do that because you're gonna be like you're gonna be like an hour away from the pull spot, so it's gonna be so much harder for you to pull. You're better off just inviting the girls to a bar near your place than like some bar really far away that's fancier.
True.
I've only been
Alex?
to Miami once, and it was like for one night, and like 15 years ago.
What were you gonna say, Chris?
Do you do cold showers?
I used to. I don't anymore.
It's like the best shit ever in the just straight in the morning, freezing cold. It's like I think if you like Coke, I think it's like close to the kind of heat that
I
you
think
get.
that's cold. That cold shower thing, I can't do it. Like that's
Well,
so,
much closer to that would be doing the cryo chamber. I've done that. That's.
I have not done the cryo chamber. I have not done the cryo chamber.
we're
But
not
I-
rich like
If
you, Alex.
you like the cold showers, do the cryo chamber. It's like a cold shower times 100.
I've done
the
that.
cold the cold shower, what it does is like it raises the dopamine in the brain, and
I know.
cocaine works the same way. So the experience after like a cold blast, it actually gives me the same feeling.
I don't know, dude. I've done cold showers. I've done Coke, and for me, it's not even close. It's like comparing like looking at a light bulb versus standing on the sun, like that type of a difference.
Yo, Alex, I have a
I don't
question.
know,
about you.
man.
Alex, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since we were on this photography thing with this debate for the last week,
Oh my
I'm
god!
gonna ask you
never
no.
been to
Like I'm a photographer, so I was wondering like if you see my work, how much I could charge because I think I'm pretty good. So can I like send you some of my work? So like send you some of my work to see it, like if you like if you like it or not or what?
Well, I think like you could, but I think my opinion is actually largely irrelevant. It just comes down to how much are your clients willing to pay you. So I think from what I've seen in the Miami area, on the lower end, photo shoots cost at least $300. On the higher end, they cost up to $1,000, if not $2,000. So I think you can comfortably charge $450, $500 if you have clients who are willing to pay that much. Yeah. But if you don't have clients who are willing to pay that much, then you have to drop the price. So it just really comes down to, what are your clients willing to pay? Honestly, I don't think my opinion is any way going to like make a difference in terms of how much you can charge. You know what I mean?
True. People are like in the comments, the cold showers are overrated as fuck. No,
It is
they're not.
overrated.
They're not, dude. In the last like 2-3 years, I have not gotten sick once, except for Corona. No, I got sick one fucking time in the last 3 years, except for Corona.
You want to know why I stopped doing cold showers? I actually used to love cold showers.
I'll do that almost every day, dude. My immune system, together like with some basic supplements like vitamin C and zinc and stuff, like the basic stuff, dude. My immune system is the fucking shit. And I do give a lot of credit to the cold showers for that.
Dude, you want to know why I stopped doing cold showers? It's a really weird story. I did cold showers every single day almost for like years. I stopped in 2018 because I had an incident. So I would go under like freezing cold water and I would fully submerge myself, like head, body. And I think in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have been doing my head, doing body, but I would submerge my head. And look, we're talking like freezing cold water. And I was doing that. And then I felt like this like weird nerve sensation. And then I started like, it was like this, I don't know, I can't describe it. It was like this weird nerve pain that felt in like my upper neck head area. And then I started like seeing like weird colors and I had to lay down and like my vision, it was like I fucking injected shrooms or something like that into the brain. It like fucked me up. And then I had this weird like nerve issues for a period of time after that.
Were you well hydrated at the time?
I was, yeah, it was just something like the cold water hit my neck, which kind of like compressed the nerve, and something happened with the nerve basically. So
wait, you submerged yourself in like a tank or something?
It wasn't a tank. But I would just put my head under the freezing water.
Oh, I do it slowly. I'd like take the whatever the fuck it's called, the shower head, and I do it limb by limb until I get used to it, and then I do like the whole body.
That's what I should have done, but I would just jump right in and just go head first.
No. I think this is way too much.
Yeah, but cold showers are a bit different than like the ice baths and stuff. Because the ice baths, you're not like getting pelted with the freezing cold water. Because whenever I take cold showers, I get weird sensations when it like hits my head because it's so cold. Like it's like a placebo sort of thing. But when I'm in like cold baths or something like that, like it's around your whole body, so it's like different for me. I don't know. Maybe
well, you know what I do every night? I do infrared sauna. I bought an infrared sauna, so I hit that like not every night nowadays.
What do you think about that?
I think they're great. I go in my infrared sauna 3 or 4 times a week. I fucking sweat like crazy. Then I get out. I take like a shower, and I feel great.
Sweating is such an actual like wonderful way to release toxins, though. Like a lot of people don't realize this. I hate sweating. Like I get super pissy regularly when I'm sweating, but if I'm purposely sweating, like, oh my God, it's literally one of the best ways to release so many toxins from your body. I always feel fucking amazing afterwards.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know, but if it wasn't for that experience, I would keep doing cold showers to answer your question. But it was just like I just don't want to ever experience that again because it was so uncomfortable.
No, if you do that, I say like just go slow, like limb by limb until your whole body gets used to. And the head, I don't know. I don't really do the head. I do it just like very shortly, just like to get like the feeling everywhere. But I don't feel like the head is like a good idea. It's like the rule of the thumb is like pay attention always to the body sensation. So if you feel like at some point that the body is that it starts like harming you, then you just gotta stop. And that's how I know. It's like there is a point where it feels like pleasant, and then it's like, oop, now it's too much. Now it's like my body just had enough, and then I know when it's time to stop.
Wait, it never feels pleasant for me. It always used to. I never had a pleasant sensation after, maybe, but not during. Cold showers always feel extremely uncomfortable for me.
It's like it's a thing you gotta train. I've been doing it for like 2 years straight, and like also a little bit like before that, but not as consistently. Yeah, maybe like 4 years total with some inconsistency, but last 2 years like fucking almost every day.
All right, fair enough. But yeah,
I never take hot showers. I cannot stand it. I'm actually a super hot-natured person. So from probably like high school on, I've always taken cold showers, always, even in the wintertime. Like, I don't know, like, and it has nothing to do with like any type of research or trying to do, like, I just literally, like, after I get out of the shower and I start getting ready, like, if I haven't lowered my body temperature, I can't even stand life. Like, I cannot even fucking stand life. I can't put makeup on. I can't blow dry, nothing. No,
Oh, it sounds like I'm not the only one. It sounds like I'm not the only one to have. I thought I was the only one to have this like experience, but Vic Slice said he had something like I guess like somewhat similar. His muscles twitch weirdly for a bit. Yeah. So okay. So I guess I thought I was the only one that had that like weird nerve experience, but I guess I'm not. But yeah, I think I just went. Oh, this is like an issue I have. Typically, when I get into something, I go overboard. So I was just going overboard with the cold showers. I shouldn't have been submerging my head. I think that's
Probably, yeah. I know. One time I did it and I got hypothermia because I stayed like too long in the bathtub.
Well, you got hypothermia? Holy shit! From a cold shower?
No, it wasn't the shower. I actually, what was it? It's like my girlfriend and my friends were away. They just left me alone in the apartment. And what was it? I don't remember why I didn't go out, but I was just like home and I was like super bored. So I was like, I'm just gonna like do some like weird shit. So just like filled the bathtub in the winter with like freezing cold water. Then just got in the bathtub and try to see how long I could stay. And I probably stayed like 5 minutes too long. And then I literally got hypothermia afterwards, and I was trembling for like an hour.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
No. My girlfriend came and she found me there like being freezing, like and shaking, and she just like covered me up with like as many covers she could, like started massaging me and like rubbing me to get me warm. It was like not a nice experience.
Never let Chris Wilde alone in your house.
I'm kind of different. Like,
she said,
if
"Oh
the
my
water's
God, I'm
not
never
like,
leaving you alone in the house again."
Like for me, if the water's not like burning hot, I can't take a shower. I can't do cold showers. That's like that's not on the table. It has to be hot. Like for me.
Yeah, nowadays I take only hot showers.
Exactly. It's more comfortable. I feel so soothing. I feel so like it's in the moment. The cold shower, you're kind of like it's a shock to your system. I can't.
When you were, well, the reason why people take cold showers is not because they're like more enjoyable. It's like there's like research that's been done that good stress is like crucial for longevity or something.
Yeah.
But Alex, when you did cold showers, like what was your mindset? Like what was your breathing like and stuff like that when you walked in?
It just felt uncomfortable. It just didn't feel good.
Yeah. Were you, Alex? Were you like, like when you're cold and freezing? Were you like, like that, or were you like taking deep, full breaths and like getting oxygen circulating through your body?
What I would try to do is I would try to control my breath. So I would try to like slow down my breath because when you go under the cold water, you're like, but then you like just try to like I would just try to like control my breath and just like.
Yeah, okay. I thought maybe you weren't doing that. Maybe that was what happened, but if you,
I found the opposite. So when you try to control the breath and you just try to keep yourself together, it actually makes it worse. You actually have to go the other way. So if you like get in and you like start freaking out, what I did, at least in the beginning when that happened, I let myself freak out. I let like all these like intense emotions come up. I let myself like my breathing get erratic and like fast. And then by doing that, like after time, I started like getting like this just like stopped being a thing. Like all the intense emotions started like passing very fast, and now it's like almost nothing. So we'll get like under the cold water, and it's like and then like almost immediately calm down like within seconds. It's like it's just like a thing you get used to.
Yeah. Hey Alex, do you think that it's a good exercise to do to hop in a cold shower before you go on a date and try to get hard?
I don't think I'll do the opposite of that.
Wait, you're making fun of me, right? You're talking about that story that I used to tell?
I'm not making fun of you, Alex. No, because you released a video some time ago about like 5 things you need to do before you go on dates to really get out of your head.
It was 5 things that I used to do. You don't have to do it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I actually did that one time, and it like worked once, but like it didn't help at all.
That's just what I don't know, man. It's just what I used to do. I used to have like a ritual when I was like kind of coming up in game, and like it was like a 3-step ritual. So the first step was like get under a cold shower, and I would not let myself leave until I could get a boner from visualizing myself fucking the girl. And you have to visualize really clearly in order to get a boner under cold water.
It was the most difficult.
And the third step was watching a porno with a girl that looks similar like the girl I have a date with without jerking off, just watching it for like 10 seconds to visualize it. That was my like 3-step pre-date ritual. Like in
Wait,
2000.
so was this to make you not
Mindset,
nervous
man.
for the date, or just to like put you in the
Yeah.
right mindset? Like,
Put
what was
you in
this
the right
purpose?
It was
Okay.
both.
Because for me, like I've been on probably like 30 dates this year. I've been on a lot of dates. That's weird. But I never been nervous for a date. I was just always just been in just like the girl likes me, she likes me. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Like I never was like, oh my god, let me just think about this the whole day. I'm like, okay, I have to go on this date on this time, and we'll be there, and that's it. I never really thought too much about the date leading up to it. That's just me though.
What's up, y'all?
Yo,
Y'all talking about cold showers?
Cold showers and all that shit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I tried them for a bit. I like them.
You're a coach?
I want to be, definitely. Want to start
trying to make some money on
videos.
this?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Oh my god. These dating coaches are just sprawling out the woodwork, right?
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of them, that is for sure. But yeah, I do want to wrap up soon. I don't know. Is there anything else anyone else wants to discuss?
I like tonight. We have a good vibe. I think maybe we should let the people in the comments ask some stuff.
I have a question now.
We can go for like another 15 minutes. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, ask in the comments.
So,
yeah,
what age did you hit your like breakthrough with game? I don't like that word, but like, where did you hit your stride when dating girls?
23, 24. Yeah.
Why that age? Like, it's just everything was clicking.
Well, I learned about pickup when I was 21. I moved to LA when I was 22. Things really started taking off after I moved to LA because I was when I moved to LA, I started really getting into pickup, and I met a lot of people in the pickup community. Like all my friends were like in the pickup. So that was like a transition period in my life. So like, okay, so like 20. Okay, so there's like 4 or 5 periods of my life. I'd say like, okay, like teenage years up until I was like 17 or 18, like 10 to 18, it was just like get in as much trouble as possible, pull as many pranks as possible, just constantly crying for attention, blah, 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 blah. That was that period of life. 18 to 22 was like the hardcore party period. So that was like drink as much as possible, do as many drugs as possible, try to get laid, but fail over and over again. 22 to like 26 was like the pickup period. That's when I really started getting into pickup and like surrounding type of things. So meditation, cold showers, reading, all that shit I started doing between 22 and 26. So yeah, I moved to LA 22. I got a completely new group of friends. They were all into like pickup and like reading and meditation, hiking. So I started getting really into that. Really just kind of like super immersed in that community. And then 26 to like now has been more of like the business period where I've been more interested in like making a business and shit like that. But yeah, so it was just the timing. It was just like a year after I moved to LA, I was just like really start hitting a nice stride because I've been going out for a while, and I was like hanging out with a lot of the people who were motivating me.
Good shit.
What did you do when you lived in LA?
For work or just for?
Yeah.
I mean, I worked in the solar industry, but I wasn't making like any money.
Okay.
Sales?
Yeah, I was like broke as fuck. Like people don't really realize how broke I was, but I was like I was on food. I was on like food stamps. I had to be on food stamps to eat. I was like racking up massive amounts of credit card debt. Yeah, I was like super poor for like my early 20s.
What would you say is the number one activity that kind of pulled you out of that and put you into like executive thinking mode?
Cold shower bonus.
You mean in terms of business or in terms of what, like pickup or
both?
Yeah, both. Just kind of work out your life on track.
I think seeing what was possible. I think it was like when I saw people who I felt were similar to me achieve some level of success, I realized, well, this guy's not better than me. I can do it. So it was like seeing what was possible through either videos or firsthand experience. That really kind of
being broke and like doing crazy shit is like even more. I enjoyed it. I just like when I was broke, I was like enjoying. I was like, oh, look how fucking broke I am, and I can do like other shit that people with God knows how much fucking money they can't like fucking even dream of.
Well, being broke when you're like 16 is kind of fun, but being broke when you're like 24 is brutal. So there has to be a point in life where you have to like, okay, let me get my finances in order because if I don't do this, I'm gonna live a very sad life.
It continues to become more and more brutal the older you get.
Yes, I think by like
it never gets better.
28. If you're not in a financial situation, you're not screwed, but you're in an uphill battle. I have to say.
Yeah, by 28, I was pretty good. I was working in I had a really solid job in the solar industry. But yeah, someone said ramen almost every day. Yeah, I was doing that when I was like 22. I was eating ramen like literally every single fucking day. I remember like I was talking to my dad, like it was like a few months after I moved to LA, and I was like, yeah, I have this really weird problem where every time like I get up, it like really hurts. My stomach hurts. He's like, what have you been eating? Like, I've been eating ramen for 2 months. He's like, Jesus fucking Christ. He's like, I'll fucking send you some money. He's like, Jesus Christ, my only son isn't gonna fucking die. So yeah, but I was like, no, it's okay. But,
how much was your rent? Was like, did you have like a bunch of roommates and stuff like that?
Yeah,
like,
dude, I was paying like $600 for rent back in the days.
Not bad.
Alex, do you remember the 5-sum? The one, the lay report that basically made me famous.
No, I don't. Not off the top of my head. But
wait, are you a dating coach, Chris?
Five.
I used to be.
Oh.
You had a 5-some, Chris?
So I'm surprised. You and 4 girls.
I am.
Yeah, and I was so fucking broke. We had to literally run to catch the last tram. I ran to the tram to hold the door, and the girls were running behind me with the high heels, and I had to like fucking tell the driver, I'm like, fucking wait, because there was no other way. Like I didn't have money to get taxi, and we were like 5 people total. It's like we would need 2 taxis, and I just couldn't fucking do that. Just had to run to the tram. And then I had this like student room in like a student apartment building, whatever, just like a room. And there was a single bed. So we ended up throwing the covers and like like a bullshit mattress on the floor, and we just fucked on the floor.
Legend.
Wait,
What
what?
country?
Dude, how did you get into
Sweden.
a 5-some with 4 girls?
Oh, Sweden's. I heard Sweden's easy. I don't know if that's
It's quite easy. It's quite easy. I'm gonna lie.
Easy? Dude, I don't know about that. But
no, because it's very liberal. They're very liberal, so they're kind of like whatever. Yeah, I'll try it. Type of thing.
Yeah, I do miss Sweden in that sense, because like people
okay,
are very.
How did you convince 4 girls to have a 5-some?
3 of them were fuck buddies that had been seeing for a while, and I had been planning the idea. And I had talked to each other about each other. They also like randomly, we just happened to be in the same club someday, so one met the other, and they kind of had an idea what's going on, and they liked the idea. They just liked the idea. And then there was this night that I told them, let's all 4 of us, because I'm talking about 3 fuck buddies at this point. I'm like, let's all 4 of us go out at the club together, and then in the end of the night, like we see what happens. And then I find myself in the club with these 3 fuck buddies, and they're all crazy. They're all down to do shit. And it's like I have a little army of minions basically attacking other groups of girls. And we were going around the whole club, just going into other groups of girls, like grabbing the girl that looked like the most down. Like, and the girls would start making out with her. They would like pass her to me. Then they would like make out with another girl in the group. The friends would be just like shocked, like, oh, what the fuck is happening? It was just like the most insane fucking situation. And it was so easy just because I didn't need to do shit. Like the girls would just like fucking do everything. Just like
I think night game is basically just being extroverted, being kind of halfway decent looking, being kind of tall, and that you'll be right.
Dude,
don't inserting yourself in the right situation.
Yeah, like you read social.
Don't interrupt my crazy fucking story.
You're still going
tell me about how being good looking is like.
No, I mean that. No.
The fucking
that,
shit
honestly,
later.
like having a 5-some is not. But I get what you're saying too. Like, yeah.
And then what happens? We're in the club and
food.
Let me finish.
There's a lot of factors. Night game is definitely where it's at. Let me
finish my love, because Sarah is gonna complain that my stories take 1 hour long. And we find in the club another girl that had sex in the past. It's not a fuck, but we just fucked once. And this girl is there with a lesbian, and they're just like making out, and the lesbian is onto her, and it looks like they're really, really into each other. And then I send my girls. I'm like, okay, that's great, because then we can get another 2 girls. We can get her and the lesbian. And I get my girls to basically attack her and like circle her around. And the lesbian was down in the beginning. She liked the idea, but she didn't like that I was there. But of course, there was no way this was gonna go any other way. So what happened is eventually, like the girls just, they overpowered the lesbian. The lesbian got pissed and she just fucking left. And then we are there, me with the 3 fuck buddies and this girl that I have fucked in the past. And there was just like a point in the night where I was like, okay, let's just like not be greedy. I could possibly get like another girl, but I'm like, let's just like not be greedy. Let's just fucking go home. And it was lucky because it was the right timing to catch the last tram.
Let's not be greedy.
Right,
yeah, I know.
Like, Sweden. God damn. That's crazy.
If I was like a few seconds late, I would have missed that fucking tram. And then I don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I would be able to get like all 4 girls.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious.
You could just put like 2 of the girls on the street, and then you and the other 2 girls could have started going at it.
That can happen. I almost had like a similar situation once.
Alex,
I've never
how
had
did
sex
you
with more than 3 girls. Yeah, go ahead.
how did you lose your virginity?
On a beach in Mexico to a fat chick.
Brutal.
How did you make it happen? Like,
There was massive.
Stab on him on accident.
Yeah, it was like a one of those like all inclusive resorts, and I was like back in those days I needed to have like 6 or 7 drinks just to like say hi to a girl.
Yeah.
So I had like bad social anxiety. But yeah, we were like fucking drinking at the bar. Started talking to this like I guess fat chick that was sitting next to me, because back then like I could never like the idea of talking to like a non-fat chick was like there's no fucking way. Like why would a non-fat chick want to bang me? Like my self-esteem was that low.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think we were like drinking, and then we agreed we're gonna meet up later that night. And then I was like wasted. We met up, and then we went to the beach, and then we just started having sex. I don't know. Like I lasted like 10 seconds. I don't think she even knew we were having sex. I think she probably just thought we were like still like foreplaying. But I just like finished so fast because I was like so excited.
Well, be like
but
that.
And then I spent like the rest of the vacation being paranoid that I got her pregnant. Yeah, good times.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was like low key. I was also like low key OCD back in those days, so I was always like paranoid about everything.
Okay, feel you.
So when did you become more present? Like around 24, you say?
By like 21, 22, yeah, I started. So like I lost my virginity when I was 19, and then I didn't get laid again until I was like in my late 20s. Late 20s, I got my first girlfriend, this French chick. So like,
damn.
You know, she wasn't like ultra hot, but she was decent. She wasn't fat, at least, like a blonde French, like a standard blonde, average French girl. But yeah, like I don't know, like, you know, having a girlfriend helped me get through like a lot of stuff because it's like, you know, I got to like consistently practice having sex, being around a girl. But yeah, it wasn't like with her. It was like it took me like months to have sex with her. So it was like I was playing the long game. So yeah, like then after that, then like my junior year of college, 21, I started having some hookups here and there. 22, finished college, got my second girlfriend, and then I learned a lot with my second relationship. I learned a lot with that. Yeah, and then like moved to LA. Yeah, so around like 22, I would say I was like already pretty present.
I think that like I can personally tell the difference between a guy that's like been in a long-term relationship versus one that hasn't when it comes to a sex game. I can tell the difference.
You get a lot more practice when you're like in a relationship.
A lot more comfort practice, like just like knowing how to, I don't know. There are certain things that like you can just tell. Like you can just tell.
Yeah, I can see that.
My opinion. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I think it's surprising how much people can learn from porn, to be honest. To learn from porn, yeah. Just to like how to have sex. I mean, there are a lot of guys who like have no male role models in their life and no direction. So
I'll be really careful.
I don't think it's a fantastic place to learn how to.
No, I don't think it's fantastic. I just think it's a method if you don't.
Who's your role model? Oh, this former guy from the porn movies. He really clogged this girl's sink.
Or you know, motivation. Instead of watching porn, you could support Alex by buying his product, and he can teach you how to have sex.
I mean, I'll definitely consider that. Big fan of Alex. So.
There's
gotta support.
It won't be me, but there'll be a video of Indian P eating pussy, so that's a good one.
Whoa. I don't want to see
Motivation.
that. I do not want to see that.
What's up?
Motivation. You should.
The chick is actually like super hot.
Whatever. Maybe you could consider like getting a good like friends with benefit situation going on so that you get that consistent. It's kind of like when you have consistent sex with the same person. That is when you can kind of delve into exploring each other's like limits, so to speak, you know.
100%.
Versus a one night stand, like, so you can actually get more experience and have a higher comfort level, like kind of figuring out what the two of you or yourself, whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I wasn't disagreeing with that. I was mainly just like implying the fact that like I know a lot of guys who were scared to even go on Bumble to begin with. So it's like, I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, whether, you know, take baby steps, whatever that case may be. I mean, some of these guys have social anxiety so bad that they can't even make a Bumble profile. So it's just like, I don't know. Everybody's got to start somewhere.
A lot of is like
everyone's got to bang their first fat chick.
A lot of porn is super, and obviously, I mean, it's a money market, right? Like it's a business, so you're trying to make money. But like a lot of porn is very biased towards the male and what the male can do to enjoy him, whatever, et cetera. One thing that I think, I just throwing this out there, an Alex statistic, I'll say 90% of porn probably doesn't actually portray like what a female would require or enjoy or like or whatever in order to actually achieve completion. Is that a way to say it? Like
yeah, no, you're right.
Or climax, yeah, whatever.
You're 100% right. I mean, it's also
they don't even a lot of porn that I watch, like it doesn't even portray certain things that I know for a fact are somewhat of a requirement in order to have a woman really enjoy her.
What are the things that they portray? Just as specifics.
Foreplay.
Wait. A lot of foreplay. Also, like when they're fucking, like it just shows a guy just like, which don't get me wrong, that's great too. But like it's like there's also other types of stimulation that need to be incorporated during that in order to have the woman actually like achieve an orgasm. And they 100%. Don't ever display that. Like they never focus on nipples and clitoris. Like it's always just like in the hole.
That's also if you're just watching like browsers, if I'm being honest. I mean, there are a lot of like homemade porn videos that are significantly different.
I understand.
But I think
you're not wrong.
The majority that's out there, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%. Big, you know, big brand porn is 100% just going to be like 10-inch dick, just like, you know, it's not.
Okay, so even just the woman laying there, like legs.
I have a question. For the guys.
Exactly. I agree.
This is a legitimate question. It's very, very rarely. It's like I think that I don't know something, but this time I actually want your feedback, guys. Am I the only one that cannot function properly in everyday life unless I get my my regular sex?
Yeah.
Really? I think that's the first sign of addiction.
Like if I don't have regular sex, it's like it's so insanely hard to focus on working that I just can't fucking do it. I need to have like my sex.
Yeah, when you say regular, how often do you mean?
I think that's
called every week.
When you say regular, how often is regular?
Dude, I can't hear. By the way, I think you had like some noise on the mic. What did you say?
I said, how often? When you say regular, how often do you mean?
Like daily.
Oh no, that's too much.
I'm
thinking about weekly. I think weekly.
Dude. I don't have sex. I don't want to have sex every day.
Holy shit, my mic was really bad, wasn't it?
I'm good with fucking like 3 or 4 times a week.
I could have sex every day.
No, I could do it. I'm just saying, like.
I think that's called an addiction, though, Chris. If you can't function with it,
I'm a horny fucking dude. I like my ideal would be to have some kind of like partner girlfriend situation or somebody who I live together, and then we just have our daily sex, and maybe occasionally like see some other women as well. And then I do this, and then I can like go on the rest of the day and just work and focus on work. Dude, I can't fucking focus on shit. It's like if I don't get it out of my head, if I don't go and like maybe go on dates, maybe have a fuck buddy over, maybe like just get my daily sex. It's like so insanely hard to just fucking focus on work. But it's like for me, it's like a priority that has to be settled and secured for the next few days for me to be able to like work.
I actually kind of used to be like that.
Addiction.
I kind of used to be like that up until 2019 or something like that. Up until my late 20s, yeah. I used to. It didn't have to be every day, but if I didn't get laid in a few days, like my focus just would go downhill, and I couldn't focus on anything until I got laid, and then I could have like a day or two productivity. And then
when was that?
Most of my life, from like 21 to 29 or something, or 30.
Okay.
It went away, but it's been gone for the last few years. Yeah, I don't know.
I get angry and frustrated and like just I don't even realize it. Like I take out, like I lash out at people and I don't even know why. You know what I mean? And then I realize why after I get fucked, and I'm like, oh.
Yo, cranky gay uncle, you are my biggest supporter and hater at the same time. Daily is not an addiction. That was not my point. My point was the fact that he can't function without sex daily is what makes it an addiction. Just to clarify.
Or just not as well.
I think everything can be like an addiction to some extent. But I would say it just comes down to picking addictions that are better for you than like having a sex addiction is much better than having like a drug addiction. So,
well, I mean,
I think the way I see it is just like pick addictions that are like not going to mess you up. Like
If
I would
you have
say,
a personality.
yeah, you can make the argument I'm addicted to like I don't know, like fucking drinking kava and like live streaming or like working, arguing with people on the internet, but like they're not bad addictions. You know?
Yeah, uncle, that absolutely is an addiction, dude. I never said that sex inherently was bad. Having sex a day was bad. The fact that makes it an addiction is that he can't function without it. That was my point. You bum.
But dude, like I would feel like okay, I could make the argument that I'm addicted to like working because I remember when I was in like family reunion, it was like a 2-day thing. So I flew in on Friday and I was like chill on Friday, and then Saturday I was like by Saturday I was already getting like antsy. Like people were like trying to talk to me. I'm like checking my phone and like trying to like fucking set a podcast, and they're like, "Yo, Alex, you right, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," like fucking on my phone and shit. Like by the time I got back on Sunday, I was like literally in like work withdrawal. I was like, fuck, I need to like hop on my computer and get some shit done. Because otherwise I feel like shit. I don't know, man. So you can be addicted to like anything, I think.
People are like in the comments are like, okay, how bad is the level you can function? It's like it feels like it's a priority and it needs to be taken care of. So it's like if I don't have my regular sex, work and my focus on work and how often I work is going to be inconsistent. When I have relationships, when I'm in relationships, like the amount, like the how I work is the most consistent. That's like one thing I can tell you like very clear that I know.
Do you think that's just because you've been having sex for so long consistently? Like, do you think you could like if you went without it for like a few months, you could maybe rewire that a little bit?
Man, I don't know. I actually don't mind it.
Going a few months without something, you can rewire anything. And
I
also
don't mind it. I actually don't feel like the need to work the months. I feel like I like sex, and as long as my lifestyle can sustain that, then me going out, meeting women, whatever, I actually like don't mind it.
How old are you, Chris?
I'm gonna be 28 in 12 days.
I mean, I'm telling you, dude, I was exactly like that until like 29, 30.
Yeah, when you said like 29, I was like, maybe I have like 1 year left until I can focus on work.
It just like I don't know, something changed like in my like very like like around like I think it changed like shortly after the pandemic, so maybe like a little bit later, like 31. Like there was a transition period between 29 and 31. It was like I didn't need as much, and then by like 31, it was like I can like function like really well without having sex for like a week or so.
Did you get corona?
Yeah, but it was like really mild.
Okay.
But it wasn't because of corona. It wasn't like I was already like going down. Like I don't know, my addiction to sex was already going down before COVID. It didn't like enhance it or anything.
Because I heard like stories of guys who got corona and then it just like destroyed their balls, destroyed their testosterone levels, their motivation, their sex drive, like so much shit. And I was like, oh, like could it be like because of that? It doesn't sound like it.
No, for me, I think it came to do with the fact that I used to get like massive dopamine highs from like fucking, and those dopamine highs start to go away over time. So like when I was like 26 and I would fuck a new girl, I would get this massive high. Versus if I fuck a new girl now, it's like there's barely a high, right? So it's like I think that's what happened. It's just like those dopamine highs start to like for whatever reason like go away from me. But my sex drive is like more or less the same as it's been for like most of my life. It's not like my sex drive is less. It just more has to do with the dopamine high that I no longer get.
I think part of it, like at least for me in my personal experience, part of it is like knowing that it's there and available, knowing that you can have it anytime you want, and also that it's going to be good, like it's going to be quality good sex. You know what I mean? It's it does put a different connotation on the way you feel about it versus am I going to get it? Is it going to happen? Et cetera, et cetera. And I think that can also tend to skew our focus or our quote unquote obsession with it in general. For me,
I agree with you on that one.
That's like how good it's gonna be. That's like the next layer.
Yeah.
The next fucking layer.
But I don't. Most guys are not even like are at the point that like can I even get it if I want to at that point. Most guys are not even at that point. That's
knowing that it's there, knowing like I'm horny tonight, but like, it's okay. I know I'm gonna fuck tomorrow, and it's gonna be great, and I'm gonna be totally happy. Yeah, it's like it does put a different spin on it in your mind, kind of. I think anyway. Like that's I was married for 13 years, so like, and the sex was good. So like for me, that's where I'm coming from.
Actually, I have a question. So as a woman, like, since you have sex such like available to you, you don't value it as much as men do. Like men like value sex, but for women it's like, oh, whatever. It's like I like it, but it's not like the thing I think about all the time, right?
No, I think about it every day, all the time, multiple times a day. Yeah, I watch porn, I masturbate. And I did go quite a while without having any kind of sex. So
was that because like career wise or just like life just happened like that?
Why I went without having it?
Yeah.
I think it was because I just I think there's a lot of societal guilt associated with a woman having casual sex more so than there is with a man. And I'm not trying to get sexist or feminist or any of that, but there is a lot of hate or shade that's thrown towards women who decide to but anyway, recently I decided, you know what, I don't fucking care anymore. Like I need dick. And
I disagree with you a little bit.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. A lot of people disagree with that. But that as a woman with a vagina and tits, like that's how I feel. And that's the experience that I've had, especially in the YouTube community. You know, I will say joining the quote unquote manosphere, joining the space, talking to mainly men has made me feel a little bit more ashamed about having sex. And honestly,
oh, really?
yeah, well, Alex, when you and I first started talking, like I was a bit more free and open about it than I have been over the last several months. You know, it was almost like this feeling of guilt and feeling of like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was being looked at and talked about this way, you know, and just all these stupid things. And then anyway, over the last like few weeks, I just decided like I don't care anymore. Like I am a huge raging bitch monster who needs to get dick down, and like it's true. And like,
what was it you disagreed with?
I think. Well, I mean, in her age demographic, I can't disagree or agree because I'm not around her age, so I don't know that demographic. But from my demographic,
right? That's exactly what I was.
But you are a woman, so you can speak on that part.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, let me just
like,
pull
19?
my pants down real quick. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I am. But in my demographic, that is totally the polar opposite. Like girls are glorified to have copious amounts of sex at this age. Every girl I've talked to, every guy that I've been friends with and has had sex with multiple girls, like it's over glorified in my age group. So I don't think any girls are getting shamed in my age group in terms of having a lot of sex, because a lot of them talk about it, some of them don't talk about it, but nobody shames them for it. They actually encourage it.
Oh, I don't know about your age group.
I don't agree,
or like I know with like the manosphere, there's like a lot of shaming for girls for being sexual, like that for sure. It's like this weird paradox, the red pill paradox. I talk about this, how like they want girls to fuck them on the first date, but they also like think that girls who fuck you on the first date are like sluts and you should never be with. It's like a weird paradox.
For me, I want the girl to fuck on the first date. That's like if you fuck on the first date, you're on the top of the list. You don't fuck on the first date, you're on the bottom of the list. This is
if you don't fuck on the first date, there's not gonna be a second one.
Exactly.
I'm the same way. But the red pill manosphere community is like totally different. Like they're like they do want the girls to fuck them on the first date, but they're like, but at the same time they also look down on those girls. It's so weird.
It's so stupid. Right? It's like super ridiculous,
dude. But it's a cyclical issue, bro. It's a
cyclical
issue.
It's a really weird.
You can, dude. You guys talk about fucking girls on the first dates. Like you actually want to go out with them, but like all you want to actually do is just fuck them, and then the girls after the first date they get fucked, and then you don't become their boyfriend, and then they're left in this mindset. They're like, well, why doesn't he want to be my boyfriend? And now they start hating men, and then they start fucking more men, hoping that somebody's gonna take them up. And then no man takes them up because they want to fuck as many girls as possible, and then it's just a huge cyclical issue in society between the two.
It's also the opposite of that, though. It's also
let me hear Alex first, please.
But her best chance of getting me to be her boyfriend is to fuck me on the first date.
Yes, thank you, Alex.
Every single girl I've ever dated in the history of my relationship has been either I fucked them on the first or second date.
Same.
So that's your metric
Same.
that you measure. That's your
Same.
metric that you measure whether or not you're gonna make her your girlfriend on if she fucks you on the first date.
If she makes me away more than 2 dates, I'm just gonna lose interest. I'm not gonna hang out.
Because
with
the
her.
reason is because if a girl doesn't fuck on the first date, that means she's not sexually attracted to you.
Sexual. Or
Sexually
sexual
attracted to
in
you.
general. Do you want to be married to somebody who's not down to fuck?
Exactly.
Like, do you want to have a
Dude,
marriage?
you're missing my point here. I'm not saying it's bad for the woman to be
You've made
sexual.
my
I'm
point of view,
I'm
and-
saying that in general, most of the guys that adhere to the the woman needs to fuck me on the first date before I
She
take her
doesn't need to do
serious or
anything.
before
Yeah, I
she
would like it
dates,
to.
then it also arises a problem when you don't become her boyfriend, and then she starts thinking, why didn't he become my boyfriend? He made me feel like this way, and then it creates more issues for the woman, and then she starts resenting men, and then we have more issues in society. It's
Yes,
like it's a
I-
cycle.
that issue doesn't directly result in the girl fucking more guys. In fact, a lot of times it's the opposite. That issue will then turn that woman.
That's just not true.
I
in my
disagree with that.
experience.
You're
That
missing-
is just
you're missing
totally
a huge
untrue in my
component of
experience.
That's totally untrue,
that is
Hugh. I've
what you're
lived
saying.
In my experience,
I disagree with that as well.
There's a key part of this that's not being discussed, Hugh. So what you're saying,
my
is
entire
true,
age group, Ashley.
but what you're saying
But
is
what is
true.
your personal
Wait, let me
experience?
just make this point. What you're saying is true, but only if the girl was fucked under like false pretenses. So the guy like promised her something that he didn't deliver on. If the guy was upfront from the start of like, hey, listen, I don't know where this is gonna go. I'm not like really looking for a relationship. Then there will be no hard feelings afterwards.
Yes.
So that only happens if the girl was like led on
Dude.
or told bullshit.
100%.
Oh my
no,
goodness,
a lot of girls have
no,
a
no.
bad-
I agree with you. I see. I might be the black sheep in this conversation. Whatever. I'm still gonna stand on this hill. Anyways, Alex, what you say about if there's false pretenses there, conveniently, we as the guys, we want to get our rocks off. We want to make sure the girl's invested in us sexually by fucking her on the first date because we want to know that she's into us. Sure, that's good. That's dandy. Whatever. I don't care about that. The issue is that for most girls, when they have sex with a guy on the first date, they have, even though the expectation hasn't been set in stone, they have a subconscious assumption like, okay, if this guy's gonna fuck me on the first date, if he's this invested in me, maybe he'll date me, and I'm wanting that to happen because a lot of these girls most likely might want to date this guy if they're gonna fuck him on the first date,
that's
and then that creates more issue.
No,
But the issue that
there's a reason. Like,
the issue you specifically said was that then it would turn that woman into then wanting to insanity, right? The definition of insanity, that it would turn her into wanting to do and repeat the same thing over and over and over and over and over in hopes of different results. And that's
because
why
I've
I
seen
argue your
that.
point.
Because I've seen that.
You've seen it with how many people though? You're 19.
Multiple girls. Do you?
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
I have buddies who are in college right now.
I know
who
a
have
guy
who have lived the entire
Trust me, bro.
experience. Do you know how many times they've told me they've had sex with one girl and then it happens and then they start hearing stories. Then that girl fucked his friend, fucked around the whole circle.
That you're literally basing this off of, not
It's
real
just- oh
experience.
my
and
God,
you're also
Yeah, but how can you tell him what experience he has? Because I heard somebody.
I'm not telling him what experience.
Everyone's
Okay,
assuming my
hold on a
experience
sec.
because I'm 19. Motivation.
No,
well, hold on. Let's
Motivation.
just step back here, 'cause-
My point with this is just my point is that Hugh does tend to, and I've been on several debate panels with him. He tends to get pretty spurred out and upset when anyone disagrees with his point of view. I also
I think you're confusing.
let's-
You're confusing me being very adamant in what I think about
No,
something
Hugh,
with
you
being
do-
spurred out.
Okay, all right. I take back
all right,
spurred.
wait. Let me read the
But he does tend to not, in my opinion, he does tend to not really see other people's points of views. And he also tends to basically get upset or angry over trying to defend his own point of view while not keeping his mind open.
I think he's pretty.
And I actually
Can I just get one point in here?
Wait, hang on.
Sorry.
We gotta do this one time. All right, let's let Chris
Sorry.
speak. He's been waiting for a while. Then I'll speak. Then Coach Motivation. Then
Sorry.
Hugh can defend himself. Then Ashley, go ahead.
All right. I have a question. I actually do
for
want to
me?
see your perspective on that one in general. You said
Wait,
what did you say? was
before you ask
reason
the
why-
question, can we? Is it related to this topic or is it a different topic?
No, it is related to the stuff.
Okay, go ahead then.
Are you worried I'm gonna say another long story?
Yeah, I'm worried you're gonna change the topic.
No, I'm not gonna change the topic. What was the reason
Question,
that you
20 minutes later?
What was the reason that you said guys want to sleep with women on the first date?
You're
Because you
talking to
mentioned
me.
it, like as you were talking. What do you think is like the reason guys? What do you believe is the reason guys want to sleep with a woman on the immediately, basically?
You're asking me, correct?
Yeah, you said it at some point. I just wanted to like repeat it.
Yes, I said most likely, most generally, most guys just want to get their rocks off on the first date. They're not actually looking for anything long term, based off of things that they've heard reciprocate or recycled in the manosphere, so to speak.
But you also
About
said
fucking
that
as many girls as possible.
there's a man you want to see that is like sexually invested in you and something like this. You
Sure,
said
yeah.
that.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you my perspective. I don't actually want the woman to sleep with me on the first date. In fact, I don't give a shit. The thing is that if I meet someone and the sexual connection is just like so insane and crazy, there is no way we're not gonna fuck the first time, except if there's like some logistical reason, and this is like basically the only reason it can happen. But this is how I know that it's gonna be worth it. And if that is not there, it's like we're not gonna fuck on the first time. I know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not disagreeing with that.
But I don't want it to happen. It's just like,
yeah, I've had experiences where it's just happened. Like, yeah, the connection's been there, but there are also experiences on the opposite end where it's just like, maybe you two find each other attractive. There's absolutely like barely any connection there, and then you still fuck anyway because it's just for the sake of fucking. Like, you're already there and you do it.
But
let
me say my piece.
some people do that, yeah.
I wrote
I
down
don't agree with
a little speech. Okay, so I actually think I can address this pretty easily. So, okay, Hugh, I think I realized the issue for the disconnect. So most of your friends, I would assume, are normies. They're not people in the pickup community. And normies tend to use the foot in the door strategy, which means kind of butter the girl up and tell her what she wants to hear to get the lay. They're probably not doing it consciously, they're doing it subconsciously, but that's what the average guy does before he really learns game. It's like say and do whatever it takes to get laid, right? So
I love you, stuff like that, yeah.
You're probably buttering the girl up a little bit, right? But when you typically people in the pickup community, they utilize a more direct strategy, which is why I've been with hundreds of girls. I've never once had a case of a girl feeling hurt that she didn't get something that wasn't advertised, that she wasn't in a relationship. I've never once experienced that, and that's because I am really fucking straight up. So a girl who fucks me, she knows that at least initially it's going to be just sex, and there's a surprising amount of girls who are down to have sex with a guy that they find attractive who's cool, right? There's a lot of girls who are just down to have sex and don't really want an expectation of a relationship.
I agree with that. That was my point.
What girls hate isn't the guy who just fucks them. What they hate is a guy who lies to them. So as long as you're straight up with them, then there really isn't an issue. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, but you can use that as something to fall back on. If they come at you later and they're like, so what are we? And you're like, oh well,
I've never
we're
had
just
that
seeing
happen
each other.
once.
Okay, well I guess that's where we differ because I've had that happen multiple times to me actually.
Because I think your strategy is a little different. I think you're using more of the normie strategy.
I don't think so because maybe in this certain situation possibly, I don't recall, but at this point I was already in the manosphere, so to speak. I was already learning about game when this happened.
Are you setting an explicit sexual
manosphere shit?
That's true.
Yes, but okay.
Are you
okay?
setting a very sexual frame from the beginning?
Okay, maybe you're right in this sense because now that I look back at the experience, I had broken up with my girlfriend in high school with for a whole week, and there was this other girl I started talking to, and I started going on dates with her, but I wasn't when I interact with a girl, I just interact how I naturally would with any other girl. So sometimes that gives them false ideas, probably, even if I say something explicitly like we're just seeing where this is going, how I act and some of the things that I say might lead them to believe that we're gonna date.
I think it also wait, let me just make this last point. I think it also has to do with vibe and what you attract. You kind of have this I don't know, dark artist vibe. You're the dude who plays the guitar in his basement. That's gonna attract a different type of girl than me, which gives off a douchey frat boy vibe or douchey fuckboy vibe. So yeah, it's also.
Wait, I have a douchey fuckboy vibe.
No, I do.
Oh,
I'm saying you have the fucking vibe. Yeah. I think you have the emo musician vibe or something like that, or
But Alex, I was going to say something. He said take her on dates. Well, if you take her on dates, you're giving boyfriend energy. Of course, she's gonna feel like, oh, this is gonna be a relationship.
That's why I just conceded.
Yeah, that's true.
I just conceded to Alex.
That's true too.
I mean, let's not pretend like what he was saying isn't true, though. I mean, I'm the same age as him, I think, if I overheard correctly. I think somebody said he's 19. I'm 20.
19.
Yeah, I'm 20. So, okay, so we are speaking from a similar age pool. I have at least 5 friends off the top of my head that I could text right now and ask. And they've had, I've had this experience before. If you have a girl who is a virgin or, well, actually, no, she has to be a virgin for this situation. If she has a bad sexual experience, there is 100% going to be a higher chance that that female is going to go on a sex spree, whatever you want to call it, until she gets this, experience that is sufficient. I mean, let's not pretend like that's not true. I mean, that's something that happens every single day. So, I mean, that's all I really wanted to add.
But Coach, I think the best way to to stop this is just to tell her up front, yo, I just want this. I don't want a relationship, and do not take her on dates, because if you take her on dates, you're giving her a false image of what you are and what you want.
Okay,
if you say, just come to my house and let's have sex.
You okay? I understand your point. You're setting the pre-frame of there's no expectations here. Don't set any expectations.
Exactly.
But I have to ask you then, in that case, what is the point of the sex? It's like
to have it, right?
No. It's like empty, bro. It's empty. There's no pretense. You have nothing. You have nothing. No, I'm going to do this.
Actually, we need to borrow one of your tampons.
Don't do this.
We need to go, dude. Let me say my point. Let me say my point, Chris. Lol, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Because what is your end goal with fucking this girl? If you've already set the expectation with her, you said earlier that you want to know that she's sexually invested in you before you take her serious. But how many girls have you said that with and then not dated? Are you dating anyone right now?
No, I just broke up with somebody. I just broke up with somebody.
Okay. So before that, but you were just fucking girls until you ended up.
I'm on another date this week. But yeah.
Actually, scratch that. We need
I'm curious. So I'm curious about the fucking that you did with all the other girls before the one you started dating. What were the point of those things? Just to get your rocks off?
Just rocks off.
What
it's
I
just
said
of course.
That's my fucking point.
No, listen.
That's what creates the issues. That's what creates the disconnect between men and women in this day and age.
Listen. I think of sex as just as food. I like no hunger. So I'm hungry.
Bro, you're so food and sex are totally different, my brother. They're totally different.
Like I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat.
Like food,
if I'm horny, I'm gonna look at my phone and find a fuck buddy from Tinder or something. That's how I think. I need to fulfill the sensation, so I'm gonna fulfill it. I'm not gonna okay, I think of sex and love as two different things.
Thing, though, right?
No, it's not if you're upfront with a girl. Do you realize that a lot of girls just want to get
dude? Being upfront with the girl is good. Okay, you're being honest about it. Good job on that. But just doing that for no end goal, just to get your rocks off. What I don't understand. How does that? How's that good?
Okay, let me explain this to you, Hugh. When a penis goes inside a vagina, it generally feels good. So
it also feels good to smoke weed and drink alcohol. Are those necessarily good for you per se? Or do you just do that when you're feeling down?
I every night before I go to bed for a reason.
I want to talk to Hugh. Give me a minute, dude. You said what is the point? You're basically saying what is the point of having sex with a woman unless it's gonna lead somewhere like a relationship or something? Is that what you said?
If that's what you deduce from that, sure. I think there's a little bit more nuance to my point that I'm not able to.
I don't like to assume. What is the nuance?
Say what you thought mine was again.
I thought that you said, what is the point of having sex unless there is like an expectation for something serious or something like that? That's exactly the point.
No, I mean, if you have a different goal, okay, I'll say from my experience, okay. When I interact with a girl, Chris, when I interact with a girl, when I am with a girl, if I sleep with a girl or whatever, my goal with the girl is to create an experience for them that they can remember, create an experience that allows them to be open and be accepting of, men in the future. I'm not just looking to fucking ejaculate everywhere and then just kick her to the wayside. I'll still talk to her. I'll still give her these experiences, but that's my point. But you guys are just saying, oh, just get your rocks off. You're just fucking these girls until you find someone to date. I want you to be upfront with your goal with why you're fucking these girls then.
But don't exclude each other. I do want to fucking have my regular sex because I feel like I need it, but I actually word, like literally word by word, exactly the thing you said. I do the exactly same thing. I even wrote like 2 weeks ago an article, like, and I was like, oh, why do I get all these threesomes and foursomes and whatever, like all these crazy situations with women? And I said like the exact same shit. I said you have to make sure that you create a win-win situation for everyone, that you make them feel safe, that you make them feel comfortable, that you just like don't try to take like most fucking dudes do out there. I said the exact same thing. So on that,
Yes,
like,
but dude, Chris, we're agreeing then. My point at
No,
my
it's exactly the
initial,
same.
my overarching point in this thing was that 90% of the dudes that have the same mindset as you, as like just fucking girls getting your rocks off, are doing it in a selfish manner.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I don't agree with that.
I never said that it was bad to have hookup sex or whatever. I said it was bad with the end goal in mind of most of those guys being that they just want to get their rocks off. It's a selfish thing, and that's what creates the problems with women. That's why they start then spurting out and trying to find other sex.
Then here, I want to clarify me. When I mean a hookup with girls, I don't mean just nutting off and just leaving it. I'm like making a good experience with her so she enjoys it. I'm not like just fucking and just leaving. Like I don't do that yet. I want to clarify my point on that one.
I keep seeing people in the chat refer to this being some type of like religious take, which I think is really silly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think it is. I think it's humanistic, dude. I don't understand.
Exactly. It's just a
it's having an empathy for women, you know.
Exactly. It has nothing to do with.
But I do know some guys that just like fuck girls without even thinking about, oh, like if she's like liking it or she, like does it feel pleasurable to her?
Yeah,
they just fuck it. Yeah, I get you. So.
Also, somebody said that we're being turned into cucks. Amen.
It's so dumb.
Amen, if you want to come on and address that with me, you're more than welcome to. Cuck is a little bit of a crazy word
wrap
there.
up like an hour ago. Jesus Christ. If we're gonna get to this,
No, Alex, we have to have this is a manosphere, man. You can't leave early.
I'll be up all night, man. So
3 hours deep. I gotta like shoot.
You guys are my late night company. Like there is like normal hours, but here is like 6 in the fucking morning. Nobody's awake this hour.
Knight and Bishop, I've already found.
Did you wake up?
Why do you think I've talked to like this the whole time?
Yo, Alex, I have a question though.
I'm going to bed and like after this.
Oh, okay.
Alex, I have a question.
What's your question now?
In your part of Miami, which is like the business part for like bars and stuff like at night? Like if you want to go out to have fun, like which place, like which street in Brickell would you go to?
Brickell is good. Wynwood is good. Miami Beach is good. Yeah,
I'll check those out.
I'll say those. But yeah, I do want to wrap up.
Man, a lot of people are talking shit about Hugh in the comments. No, I actually agree. Like this is spot fucking on what he said. Like this is exactly the kind of mentality I've been teaching people for like years.
If what he say, okay, when he clarified his position, if he's just saying don't be like a selfish lover and don't just take, then I agree with that.
He the way that the thing that we said, he just interpreted as being selfish, like oh, just like as guys we just get our nut and then we don't give a shit about the women. But it's actually it doesn't mean that you can't have casual sex and like create.
Casual sex can be a win-win. I just thought he was saying that casual sex could not be a win for the women. I think
that honestly, Hugh, no offense, but I think that you kind of almost changed your point of view throughout the course.
That's what it sounded like to me too, honestly.
It honestly does sound like it, and that's okay. It's good to do that, but
Wait, what are you referring to? Can we be specific here?
Okay, I personally thought that in the beginning you were saying that sex could not be a win for that casual sex could not be a win for the woman, that she needs a relationship, which is like a very blue pill take. But then I thought I heard you change your position to say, well, actually no, casual sex can be okay. It's just guys who are just like there to get their rocks off.
No. I just didn't even get to elaborate on that point at the beginning. They coincide.
Man, now dude, look at the comments. The comments are fucked up. Like some guys like Hugh, Chris, and Alex are all engaging in cock behavior. I can get on and address this verbally. Some other guys like xenocentric thinking. Dude, you like those guys
Chris,
that say this shit, they don't get fucking laid. I guarantee you.
Okay, let's get this dude on real quick and then let's wrap up. All right, comment.
If you guys think I changed my view, I mean, I just didn't get to.
No, you might not have.
That's why it would sound
the way
like
I interpreted. I just interpreted your view differently in the beginning.
It seemed that way, Hugh. It did seem that way, but I digress.
I don't think anybody in this chat knows what a cock is.
Man, Hugh's actually like super mature for his age. Dude is like.
Yeah, he was just smart. Yeah, he was just smart.
He is, and that's why I get so frustrated with him when he.
That's why Luke's trying to bang him so hard.
And it's not fair to him. It's not fair to him for me to hold him to such a high standard. But sometimes, Hugh, you just really almost disappoint me because I'm like, come on, like open your mind a little bit more, like you know.
I think my mind is pretty fucking open, but
No,
you
his
know.
mind is fine.
Example of how it's not.
Dude, I would totally go out with him.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
They'll
Speed
make
date
Rick
with me,
Burrell
Chris.
jealous. He's not gonna
Fizzle,
like
you can, like he said, you can come on here, Fizzle, and we can talk about what a cuck is, because it's not me. I think it might be you though, because that's all you've been calling people.
All right, let's get this
Common account is now derailing. I honestly just tuned in, so I probably can't fully substantiate this. So I'm gonna retract my statement.
Well, there we go.
That guy.
Well, he changed his statement, so yeah, I guess.
All right, what else? People can change their mind. It's all good.
Oh man! All right, fun stream, guys.
Very fun. Thank you, Alex. Thank
I'm gonna
you.
start coming on more often, though. Yeah, this is a fun stream.
Yeah, you were a lot of fun. I enjoyed your points of view, and I really
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I've been in the Manosphere for a long time, but in the back end, so I'm gonna start coming up showing my face more often. But
Well, you should. You're great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for pulling up, Alex. Appreciate it.
I didn't get a chance to state my master plan.
Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna for the next 2 years until I'm 35. I'm gonna work on really developing a big business and getting that blue check mark on Instagram. And then once I'm 35, I'm gonna go through another fuckboy phase for 3 years, where I'm just gonna do the craziest, fucking raunchiest, fucking Epstein type of shit ever. For 3 years. And then when I'm 39, 40, I'll start a family.
Okay. Why do you guys think that the vibe was very chill today for 90% of the whole thing?
Because we weren't talking about looks 24/7 or something.
I think it's because Ashley didn't go crazy on this one. She was also chill.
I'm feeling pretty good these days.
Why were you chill today? What happened?
Ashley got laid.
Yeah,
You said Ashley got laid?
Yep, she did.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, she's kind of like you, Chris, in that regard.
I also got laid.
Good for you,
I
Chris.
also was very chill today because of
Hey,
that.
Chris, I will say that Loki, I do think you're super fucking hot, and I was kind of hitting on you last time. No lie, I was.
Chad wins.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
Found love through
the internet.
I think we should follow Hugh's paradigm, and we should all gather up and give Ashley a very win-win, beautiful experience.
I don't know about that.
You can pick the team. You can make your dream team.
Anyway,
I don't know about that. Okay. Anyways, yes. Good chat.
Appreciate you all for tuning in. Fun stream. I'm going to take tomorrow and Wednesday off. We'll be back on Thursday with another speed dating session. Yeah, we got a in-studio podcast with We Waffles on Saturday. That should be a lot of fun.
No way. We Waffles coming.
Yeah, he's gonna be sitting back there. We'll see. We'll film some collabs together.
Bring some ladies with him. Bring some ladies, just so I can see him interact with the
We Waffles, not a fucking actual dude who picks up girls. But yeah, no, maybe I will. Maybe we'll see. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, it should be fun. Appreciate you all. Have a good night, everybody.
Nice to you.
You as well, Alex.